not been a consistent site. G2 have shown mid, B, and A now, and it's very explosive once they get to that point. I think obviously when you're facing this, a little bit of extremity control on one side, and hopefully the right one, you're not running into that death ball that's coming in. Can kind of
look at Zelsis' posture. What the fuck?
Yeah,
has he always sat like that?
Outside looking in for this timeout for Kaplan is just trying to lean back on those fundamentals. Going back to what was a pain point for them in Bangkok, where they weren't really training off each other, or even at the beginning of kickoff. And then once we see the turnaround into split one, you saw that there were, what, 4-1 going to the group, only losing the crew. But the upward trajectory that Mimi was talking about here at the desk was just being able to play off each other and just stay as a group. So far, and that's how G2 is going to play when they're entering these sites. So you do need that buddy system to come across, and you're definitely seeing it so far now. Because they do have a lower buy, they could maybe activate with a Rolling Thunder off reaction of what could happen here at the beginning of this round.
Sentinels go back to that kind of favoring mid with a bit more pressure now. Trying to activate Zekin on this, they leave Zelsis to go into the site. And G2 are once again going to play all around the map, making sure the extremities actually don't have too much vision on them.
The more you wait here, Sentinels could potentially start funneling players into those strong ults. This is why here Zelsis and Narrate also playing at different extremities. This could be a late pit to pivot players towards the middle. And then it's onto the flood here from Rolling Thunder. That could be a game plan. But now that you've already used a drone at the very beginning for Sentinels, they're not able to get too much information in the very beginning. So they have to be a little bit more reactive to G2.
Seem oddly spread out here. Unless we're going to get some activation out of Leaf, some noise. It's just going to be super late for him. So they're actually going to do 4 take towards B. They feel like they've sorted out the defensive Sentinels enough by waiting down.
They didn't use any util.
20 seconds here.
What the fuck? They're going to push spawn.
They have to go for. They pressure cook the clock down to 30 now, and Jonah's going to get that plan.
Wait. Good counter util.
And feeling good about it here.
Wait, that was his. Wait, what?
The salvos drop Zelsis, and
what the fuck just happened?
The idea was him to just stay alive so the rest could rotate over and use the Rolling Thunder, but now
they're just ready. They're already reading this play. They saw it before Sentinels even wanted to do it, and Zekin got shot in the face through the wall there before going
G2
down.
played this round so well.
So he's living.
How did he die to the Rockets though?
That's too good there for G2. Just a little bit of a unluckiness there out for Zelsis, but towards the end, what happened for G2 in the post line was beautiful. Always leveraging Jonah P.
He was 1 HP already.
To able to assist Jongimo to get openings. Beautiful fault line towards the back. That doesn't allow here Sentinels to really capitalize on.
They droned out B, didn't use any util to take the site, immediately pushed spawn.
That was laid down by Zelsis was so nice. You saw that it covered really all of the map.
Yeah.
Outside of the salvos potentially to play the post plant for G2, there's not too much that G2 has to play within the pit.
He's already low.
Jeez. It just goes to show Trent is thinking so well with where to use these cell
When
lines.
those Redux turn 18?
Along with the other information's going to be, and Kaplan watches his time out fizzle away.
Yeah, you saw
he's already 18. Don't bring that up right now. Focus, guys. All right, this is our full buy.
Paranoia on the other, and you have Jogging in between to get an opening. Such good coordination coming out from G2. Now
what a fucking flash.
Silver lining is that you did have a half buy on that previous round. Now you have a full rifle round, and you could still have an outcome with the Rolling Thunder available.
Double dive?
Press it forward. Split into the B site.
Oh my god.
Into the aftershock. They're just playing ahead of their own game here. I love it. Trying to catch the opponent off guard. Sentinels react really nice. They
oh my god, Narrate, no.
Do they know about Jogamo? Do they know about Jogamo? Rolling Thunder comes out, but it's already been routed on the back side of the site. This leaves John in such a tough spot now.
Dude, they're moving so well.
And the rest of Sentinels.
We didn't have any counter util ready for this.
2 outside the site.
We didn't use, I don't know, they just took heaven so easily.
It's such a big pick. Jogamo getting that one onto Narrate, and not only that, it did actually get the hit onto Leaf, who's playing selfless. What they're doing there for G2 is just reset those that are towards the B side that didn't get affected
they're
by the Rolling Thunder. Just it out. They leverage
they're so perfect,
Leaf,
actually.
just drops down and plays bait so they could double swing and trade off if Leaf falls. And he didn't even need to die. G2 looking very good here in Sentinels. You just mentioned it, a timeout that came out from Kaplan. No success coming out of the double ult. No success coming out from a Rolling Thunder to stall the hit from G2, because they're still leaving gaps on the reaction here that G2 is currently instilling on their attack side. And that's a change of pace. How many times so far in this first half that it's been very slow for G2 trying to scout around the map and then move as a group, but this time around, they quickly activate on top.
I feel like we have to get more proactive, but they're playing so aggressive, right?
Something you expect from
I don't
G2.
know. Now G2 are going to play slow as fuck, watch.
Series altogether because the rounds will go longer. The way they want to figure out
they
their
have max money.
How they sort things back and forth. But you're right. The change of pace here is definitely throwing Sentinels for a loop as G2
they're going all A. They have 5-man A.
Instantly. Back towards A here, and it's everyone there, right? They're looking for a fault line hit.
Oh, we still have a buy.
And they're looking to get right into the site if possible.
There's an Armageddon at least for John Cutie.
Yeah.
So the amount of times that they've been buying half armor, half shields, regen shields, they want to fight this right away.
Nice shot, Narrate.
Flying through. Narrate opens up big, though. Quickly traded back by Valen. The Smoker, the Controller, the IGL. Right at the front of the line to start this one is Seconds trying to get into a spot that could win this round back. It's already being waited on by Leaf, though.
Nice.
3, they get on different levels, and the drone also makes it indecisive where to put the shot.
Watch out, Bang.
So the
he's
IGL
aware.
pushes down towards the screens, and he's trying to find an opening. Bang's waiting for
good jiggles.
Hops right into sight. Zekin's going to give everybody a little UAV situation.
They know where all 3 of them are now.
2 from screens. They start to hop back in.
Nice stun.
The swings aren't happening together, though. Almost these 1v1s being created.
Oh, fuck.
Trent from
the
outside,
Rockets. The Rockets.
Ready to hit that aggression from screens, and it's just Sentinels falling like flies on this one.
Nice.
One left. Bang. Trying to do what he can.
God, the Rockets fucked us. Time? I don't think we have time.
John
no
Cutie.
time.
Time and
Jonah P.
Trent.
Oh, man.
John and Jonah. The shots come through, and Trent's going to be able to do it. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. The fucking
John
Rockets.
goes down 6-2, or 6-3, rather, for G2.
Oh, my God.
Util's just too good for G2. Even if Leaf, again, on those moments usually is good on like at least 1 or 2, but he gets the perfect information that there's 3 players from Settle swinging down towards that ramp.
getting 2
and
here,
look how
man.
Valen activates to push back towards the spawn. He nullified the dimensional drift out from Zekin.
Good move.
Because when Zekin found all that information, he actually flashed back towards that spawn so that Settles cannot come back to fight. They had good reads to play so
Wait, is that our
passively in the
second
very
pause?
beginning, but going into the hit in
Our
itself,
second pause.
the
Oh,
util coming out from Trent
fuck! That means things are going
and
south.
from Valen was so nice to stop that.
Oh, shit, son.
That timeout button is getting pushed fast over there on the Sentinel side. I mean, Kaplan just has to get in their ear.
Kaplan not happy.
Tell them what is happening, what's going on, where can they reset, or
Take the jersey off?
maybe
Is it
even
me?
say you have the right idea. Stop second
Should I take
guessing
the jersey
yourself,
off for real?
yeah, right?
No,
it
it's not
could
me,
be numerous things right now. But Sentinels is falling behind too much with 6 straight rounds in favor of G2 now.
I was just mentioned before that Sentinels like to get muddy. They love to fight as a group, and they don't mind to fight in the chaos. But the thing is, when they actually used that Armageddon on that previous round, Valen that snuck through towards the entrance of the A site actually threw a smoke up towards the A ramp. But that actually just stopped Sentinels.
Take it off for real?
They didn't want to challenge do that because they were just afraid of the unknown of what was behind
Yeah.
the smoke. But the Armageddon was already creating that space for them. They potentially could have moved down and find some good information and continue their trade out. But that little space that was given to the G2, you just saw what happened towards the end. A 3 versus 4, 3 versus 5 that came out in their favor. And Sentinels, yeah, you mentioned that red alert now coming out from Kaplan is let's just try to
salvage. It could be
these
me,
last
bro.
3
I don't
rounds
know.
if we can. But he has nothing else to work with for the map.
Oh. A little bit of a learning round, too, here for G2 as they use Dimensional Drift.
Holy
they
info.
See if Sentinels off that timeout, would it retaliate on an A play like that? I like this.
Nice.
I like this. Sentinels, though, have their own strategy ready for it.
Oh, my util!
He is just
oh, my
not having
days!
fun with the salvos today. Trent has his number.
Nice!
Drone in, Narrate takes down Jog. That's actually a huge one to be getting right
Okay,
now. If Sentinels can just slow
3v4
this
is
down and
still
take a
not
breath.
done.
But Plat now has rolling
They have
thunder
breach
available
ult.
here for Jonah P.
Oh, fault line should just go.
Wow,
right
he's
past Valen. They
holding
can
it
work off
so
this together.
well. We can't even bait out the
Second.
breach ults.
Waiting
This
very
guy's fucking
far
too
out.
good.
There's one last one they could hopefully get in. Oh, they smoke off. Actually, where Zekin's going. Kind of pulling the attention of G2 away from that for a moment. The kills now towards sight, towards elbow. It's going to be John Cutie coming in for the kills.
I wonder if he
And they're not
didn't
even
use
gonna
it because
need
Trent
the other
died.
person on the flank
Whoever
there.
killed Trent, good job.
Sentinels
Maybe I'm the problem.
straighten one out,
Cut! It
and
might
they
be
stop
me.
the bleeding.
It might be
So
me.
the
Caught.
discipline coming out there from G2 as well. As soon as they lost
At least we
Trent
figured
in
it
the
out,
very
maybe.
beginning towards the A main, You saw Jonah P switch away from the Rolling Thunder back into a fault line, understanding that it's potentially a lost cause. They could try to go for a double swing. If it turns out into a victory on their side, they could use that towards the end.
Boys, let's go. Let's go.
Definitely see here that Sentinels are still ironed out here towards his retakes.
A big timeout there for Kaplan.
I think I'm
to
actually
get into the ear of
cursed.
the team. Can they
Do I have a
continue
G2
this
jersey?
momentum? They have a
Imagine
lot
I
of
put a
economy
G2
to
jersey
work through
on,
the
they
side of
fucking
G2
stop
Esports
shooting back.
before they'll feel comfortable. And they only have a few more rounds, so they should just see guns here for these last two. They got to give it everything.
I don't have one. I don't have one.
Solo Zelsis mid.
I don't have one.
Rolling Thunder and Pit are huge now for G2. So Sentinel's not fully out of this yet.
This B Heaven strat is so fast for G2. They teleport right in the mail room twice with Omen and Yoru.
No ult.
It's so hard to not
Yeah,
get
Viper
overrun by
ult.
something like that. But now Heaven controls a little bit faster for Sentinel side. That's the change on this round. They didn't have this before.
No,
the
hell!
timing,
Oh
and
my
it's
god,
actually
nice
just
second.
low on Jogamo's shot. Zekin retaliates
Nice,
beautifully with that shot flick downward.
Viper's dead.
As the site trades come in strong.
No
They
way.
do find Zekin towards the top as Valen tries to reorganize where
Wait,
he
we
can
have,
be, and what will be
I
the
ain't gonna say
safest
it.
in this 2v2 or 2v3.
Fuck, they
Big
might
fight
know.
from Zelsis.
Timing?
Just looked away. The timing's there. Chooses the wrong target, and Valen hits his.
Now they can take their time though for G2. Valen they're from the shadows. So if it has to come down to these trades where it might not work out for them, he could always TP away with the spike on his back.
30 seconds left.
They're gonna have to keep Sentinels guessing and force them
this
to
smoke.
peek out.
This smoke is crazy.
Didn't see him.
Oh my
Just
god,
snuck
it's B,
through.
guys.
But
It's
with
B,
that
guys,
though,
come back.
if the spike comes for a plant, John Cutie has his salvo, so they want to dodge off that first.
Wait, they're fake. What the fuck?
All right, they're
Double
just
faked.
yeah, double fake. Just getting everything they can out.
Oh my god.
Plant for Trent so he can get another point towards
God, they're
Armageddon, and they get to
faking us.
post plant position here.
And the TP was just to get
He
John
tapped-
Cutie away, so he can't really
he
get in
tapped
range for the
bomb and
salvo
Omen
script
ult today and then
delay the plant on B.
One shot from Trent.
He saw him.
They saw it.
Oh my
They know
god.
where
And he
Bang
has
is.
rockets.
Easy play here. Trent backs up
Stick
as
it half,
far
stick it
as
half, I'm telling you,
possible,
bro.
making it almost. Yeah, Armageddon comes through. You're not even going to get
The
a
smoke
chance
didn't even get the bomb.
to get onto this spike yet. Next tick gets the salvos, and you still have Valen
This is
just
cringe,
around
brother.
the outside playing a little game of cat and mouse here with Bang.
Oh
the
my
final
God,
shots come through
man.
from the IGL, and they pick up another
Oh
round.
my
And that's always
god,
what's
they
so
played it
annoying
so
when you have
good.
Trent alive with Armageddon and salvos. Remember, he had these type of clutches on Icebox on a 3 versus 1 as well.
Yeah.
When he's alive on these
Damn,
post
the
plans,
flank
I mean,
actually
you
was the
mentioned it, that's
rounds.
one of the best tail that we have here in the Americas, maybe even the
Fuck.
world. Just because he's
That
so
kill on Zelsis was the
self-sufficient,
rounds.
knows the right timings, knows the game sense to stay alive here. And these post
Hindsight-
scenarios when he needs to sneak back out of the outside
He
of the
should
site.
wait for
How many
plants,
Tejo
but
games in a row that he has?
his timing was kind of
Been a lot.
good.
That's all he plays. You got to be afraid. This guy's Tejo. I mean, they even play that on Icebox too. And they have Trent for Sova. Wait, these shots coming out immediately. The speed on A again. Sentinels forego attacking this for a few rounds and then try to deliver the punch once again here. Up a member after the fight.
But under Paul, Sentinels
They're
doesn't
walking
seem
in.
to have had the best conversions and man advantages. G2 walking in for the contact, spotted by
The
Narrate.
flash.
Smart play by Nere. Beautiful flash. Beautiful teamwork.
Down A.
Bit of an extended high-low there, but they do lose each
We're
other.
kind of whiffing a little bit.
As G2 figures out the play.
2v2,
Oh, I
Joel
think-
still
I think
available.
we're
That's
missing a
going to
little
spot
bit.
John Cutie towards the screen, so they isolated one. Zelsis still has a window to surprise one.
Oh,
and now
it's
they
so
just
hard.
got both spotted.
Nice shots.
Up to Trent. Zelsis, we talked about winning so many clutches previously before. Can Trent, however, have the firepower for 2 of these members? Oh my God! The Red Bull clutch from Trent in the 1-2.
Switching sides.
They have no more timeouts. You can't do that.
Oh, that has to sting. Just the patience that he has, you just mentioned it. Trent, can he clutch the 1 versus 2? Didn't have util to work with and just waited to see where the footsteps were going to be. And that's a collat.
Oh, it's a what? A boop boop. You see that through shot too? Yeah. They'll have to call that
Oh
timeout
my
from next half.
god.
Even getting the coach going, like we said before, when you're surprising your team like that, you know you're doing it right. 8-4 here. Sentinel started to punch back a bit, but is it enough? We'll find out when we come back.
Dude, that's 2 rounds that half we should have won. It's so sad. Oh my god.
It's for you. Do you like it? Come on, Charlie. Use your new door. Come on, let's go. I said go.
MP.
Let's go. Silly dog. I'm gonna trade you for a cat. Red Bull gives you wings.
The new Red Bull Zero is here. 100% wings with monk fruit extract.
G2 lead at the half, 8-4. After a 6-round run there in the first half, they started to run away with it. Sentinel's only able to battle back a bit, but we still have a competitive scoreline going into the second half. Sen's attack could easily start to flip this map on its head.
When it was very one-sided for Sentinels against G2 before, though, it was Sentinels dominating on the defensive side. Now you definitely saw that there was a little bit of struggles coming across here once G2 starting to get the money right. But this time around, Sentinels has an opportunity to turn it back to their side. 4 of them grouped together towards this B main. Really, the only responsibility is Valorant trying to go for the little one-way smoke to see if he could spot some feet.
Oh. He knows,
knows,
but he doesn't have the aim anymore.
Good Uzo.
Not just aesthetic on that one as Zekin comes in with one of the kills. It looks like G2 is actually trying to swarm the site, get in there to help Leaf, but do they need to help Leaf that much? He gets sorted out, and they will get the rest of the members there, Sentinels. Oh my god, Leaf.
How does Leaf still survive in that moment? So many players are coming across him, and he still stays alive. I think it was Narrate that was right in front of him towards that spawn and trying to get him with the classic and just couldn't.
Man.
Where the opener was perfect for Zekin. They went for the TV, the flash. Yes, he was red by
Valor, but
he got hit by the fall and he got fully blinded. A right click couldn't hit.
We're not shooting as well today, that's for sure.
Solo inside the
site. You think the players are nervous? I don't think they're nervous, dude. I think they're just like, I think it's just hard versus G2.
Second pistol, and we're tying 1-1 at least in pistols. But G2 has the lead by 5 in his first map.
And they love to have Leaf in situations like that. I think they give him the opportunity to play up, be a little aggressive, draw the util out of the opponent, and he's still staying alive. Like you said, you're how? You just ask questions when you're watching it. A little aggression from Zekin here as he tries to push back Jonah P.
All they want is a plat now.
Oh my god!
Together and they have a chance.
Dude, Trent just spammed the fuck out of them.
For Zekin to get the plat to get closer to the Dimensional Drift, and we'll put that little check mark there for a dub.
A long-range 2x scope on that Jogamo. Just stinger from across a site.
We're
It looks like they're trying to get in with a few more stingers. The deadly push coming through, and then
not a bad ego. Not a bad ego.
Classic, but it is not enough. G2 swarm, G2W. They get another round for themselves here.
Not too bad there coming out for Sentinels to do that damage and to be able to get that plant.
Yeah.
That previous round, you saw that, we just mentioned it before. They're so good at buying in second rounds with stingers, but the reason why you go for these buys are what helps you in these buys is you actually get the plant in the pistol round, which unfortunately Sentinels did not. But even if they're still trailing behind at this point, 9-4, they still went for a full classic round, so it seems that they still have faith towards what they could do here once they have their money right here on the attack.
So the other buy It's going to be Vandals.
It starts here?
Phantoms.
Question mark?
They do get the rifles in for Sentinels here. This
I don't
bonus
know.
round is
I'm
very,
kinda losing
very
hope
big
now
to keep G2's
on this
pressure
map.
at bay. Already the 10-4 is enough to deal with. And just a push towards main. So a little bit of an extremity hold here. But still giving G2 quite a bit of space to start the round as they have an eye on just about every angle.
Get back to your jersey. You weren't the problem. Thank you. I feel a little better about
The
that.
end of the game for Sentinel so far
But
is just to wait out and find that
win some fucking rounds.
could be.
Ooh.
suppressed.
Hello.
Not really answering to that yet, though. No fault line to Salvos. They're just waiting here to just stop G2 or stop Sentinels on the hit.
Jeez.
It feels like their
Even
util
that
is just way
activation
better.
you saw coming from John,
That's what it feels
narrate,
like.
that was
Let
from
alone
mid,
like the
that
shots
fault
they're
line
hitting,
we
but
just watched. Jogmo
their
jump
util is
on
just
him.
better.
So they're trying to activate from
We
across
lost.
the map. Leaf
We lost.
ready to deliver the mail, and he gets one down. That's going to be too far for the Bucky, but the Stinger comes
How?
up strong. Another headshot coming through.
Time to jump.
We see Jonah P go down as Zekin finally answers the situation. They have to limp into the site now. Actually, not too bad. Zekin's still pretty healthy off that engage.
Last player
Nice.
Oh, and
Wait,
heck of a swing there
he's
for
here.
G2 trying to
Oh
combo
no, he has
that. Took
timing.
Valen now.
30 seconds.
Almost won.
Oh
The
my.
second, he's got the distance.
Oh,
Classic.
thank God,
he's
bro.
indecisive about the weapon.
Oh
His
my God,
second is
finally
not
a clutch that
flying
goes our
through the air to
way.
get a right-click
Holy
win. A
fuck.
triple kill on that round and another one for Sentinels.
Split second there for Valen
Yeah.
to potentially put the nail in the coffin onto Sentinels on the first map. But thankfully, Zekin once again is there to save it for Sentinels. But
That
it
was
looks
bonus?
so
I
good
know,
for
but
G2
still.
and how they played their bonus round. You saw that there wasn't an idea to do the trap play around the salvos and the fault line. You're just trying to find information, trying to suppress some players, and also just trying to stop and trade utility between both teams.
What did he
And
say?
they
I want
do
to know what he
after,
said.
Hold it to tight quarters because you have Buckies,
Yo,
you
yo.
have Stingers.
Yeah.
You just let them run into you and get these picks. And Zekin, thankfully, with that last kill, and the clutch is able to get some information for Sentinels to activate towards this A site behind a dimensional drift.
I'm back.
He's in the site.
Okay, we
Zekin
have
is
sight.
Definitely spicing up
One off
things on the
tail
map
ults.
right now, but G2 has kept
They have
him
no
at
ults.
bay
How do we
from
play
what
this?
his performance was yesterday. That's for sure. Let's see if they can get themselves back into the action here. A really nice sight take towards A. Sentinels kind of has to stop giving G2 that respect. We hear a lot
Now
of
they
teams
have to
say it.
re-clear
You just
spawn.
gotta move a bit
Nice
faster,
shot,
more
Bang.
aggressive, and Bang
Paranoia?
is all over that.
Good smoke.
All missiles away.
Into sight. Tempered engage for now as G2 drops
Uh-oh.
in for a moment. There's so much util to be fighting in the orb. The fight in the smoke, or rather the wall, as Leaf and Valen are just taking down the members trying to enter into the
What
site.
the
Bottlenecked
fuck
as
just
they try to get through
happened?
here.
No time.
And there it is.
They have
Jogmo grabs one.
time,
Leaf's already
right?
on the defuse, and that's going to be round 11 for G2.
It was close. I thought that leap was still too far back before he got in, but as soon as I heard that, we're good. But that said, you
Dude,
just
our
mentioned so
post
much
plan
util being thrown towards health.
was
That
one
the main
guy's
choke
site
point
and
where
four
everybody was
guys
focused on,
main,
because the
but it
Armageddon
wasn't
already pushed
planted for
everybody
main.
back.
Yeah.
It was a
Sentinels knew
strange
that
post
the
plant,
flood was gonna
no?
come back from heaven
We have 4
and from
guys
A
in main,
just
but it's
because
not
of the
planted for
Armageddon
main.
thrown by John Cute in the post plant.
One enemy remains.
But high-low, verticality advantage coming out for
They played
G2.
4 off Teo solo.
Fuck. He even diagnosed our
It was
game
just too
while he's
easy to
playing
play back towards
versus.
the end there for
He even
G2.
diagnosed it.
two more rounds rather,
During
to
the
close up
round.
first map. They're gonna make things difficult here. Round number 17.
He found our
already a
problem.
thick pit towards middle.
Trying to figure out how to dislodge him.
Exactly. It's so deep too that it doesn't allow for you to really get some good control towards the vents. So it looks like Sentinels has no choice but to work towards the extremities.
He's coaching you
Half
while
buy that
playing
have
you,
on their
chill.
side. I mean, it even comes down to a force buy. They
What am I
actually
saying?
have
Our
no
problem.
players
That's their
left to work
problem.
with,
No, I'm
and
kidding. That's
At
fucked.
this point, if they're going to play this slow, I think you're leveraging on
That's
narrate to
fucked.
try to get an opening here with this Guardian.
Damn.
Trying to sell something towards A.
How's our
Might
icebox
have
looking? Good?
Gotten that teleport back just in range of Jonah P, though. You see no movement from G2. They're not buying that A distraction just yet. Jogmo hopefully getting the drone work. Drone on drone action. Ships in the night crossing.
Fronts here.
Now they just sit. Behind the column, the util keeps them protected for now, but Jogmo's trying to let them know where is the in the window to get back
It's
into
fucking
this.
Judge.
Leaf's in sight. So's Valen, so's Jog. They just
Bro, he just stole the
nowhere
mouse
and take down
run.
Sentinels.
Oh my god.
Match
We cannot break
Sentinels
through.
tried to go back
Their
for their
util is
pistol
too
round that
good,
allowed here Zekin
man.
to get the opener onto Valen, but instead this time around, it's G2 holding the back with
Oh my
Giacomo
God.
with the dimensional drift, able to escape all that util and find all of that information from a fault line to stall. The salvos to push him off the spike plant. And then also to just close the gap to get that done on the side of G2.
Dude, it felt like everyone came out of a dimensional
This is like
drift.
C9 versus NRG. They just
popped
become
out in the
Thanos versus
sight.
us.
That kind of teamwork is insane, and a reason
I mean,
we
I guess
see
they're already
G2 with
Thanos,
so
though.
much consistency behind their plays. Stinger by for what could be the final round here as Sentinels try to keep themselves
the
alive,
fuck?
and Leaf just snuffs Zekin as he sprints up mid.
And that's what makes it annoying, trying to play a judge inside male. Thankfully, those
Guys, I
Sentinels
have B.
control of B site,
Oh
but
my
they're
God,
fighting
look
with
at us.
Stingers long range.
Oh my God, we have no answers.
Bang playing a bit of
Dude,
a game, but knows
I
his
feel like
depth
the
at
team is
top
so
of that rope
tilted
as he
right now.
bounces
Fuck.
back into sight.
The team is so tilted.
5v3, or if you're looking from Sen, the 3v5, as they have to hold this one. Signatures are up, more smokes there for Valen as they can create their own angles that they want to be looking at when they re-enter the site.
We play 100 Thieves if we lose.
Just waiting on the go button here. You can see Valen
My
discussing
God, bro.
what the next moves are. They're very happy to see those Tejo salvos. I think that's going to pretty much activate what they want to do here. Just a 1-2. Where's the third? The punch comes across, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Trent gets another salvo kill here on Split as they end it out. It's going to be
That's map
13-5 in favor of G2. Full control of Split pretty much all throughout, and it's going to be a tough series.
Masterclass coming out for G2 for sure. Loud and proud, the IGL Valen standing up here, confident on the run that G2 could bring. And only need one more map to move into qualification to make it into Toronto.
Yeah.
But in the map itself here on Split, man, did they look good here on any type of forefront. From post plants to hits into the retakes that was displayed across. They learned their lesson.
Chill,
the last time they played
Victor.
against Sentinels on this map, and they came back.
That's
for
weird,
revenge.
man.
The positioning that they had, I think, for the amount of multi-kills we saw coming from multiple members at a time, right? It was
Bro,
just
this
a
meta is
row
cringe,
of G2
dude.
kills coming up. The speed, the pace at which they were able to go fast and slow and then reactivate on certain rounds. Incredible stuff. Sentinels looking to come back strong here as we get into our second map, but we go to a quick break first. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, does anyone know if we can win on Icebox? Do we have any? What the fuck is this? Sentinel's POV during the match. Fuck.
Next up.
Today, I thought going into the match like this would be the one. We were up 3-0. I thought I was right, and then 13-5.
Classic Sentinel split, not your map pick. We're going to your map pick of Icebox next. What was your plan for split when that was floated, when that was out there? It is a Sentinels kind of classic sort of thing. What did you expect and how did you prepare for that?
Honestly, I expected like a tougher game there.
God damn it, bro.
Took us away, and we honestly underestimated their split dominance. This time we pulled no punches. We prepared well, and I think the boys executed really well.
Why do you think they underperformed?
I'm not sure. I would have to watch the tape to really see, but I felt like we put the right pressures. Felt like they were playing a little passive. We read their initiatives really well. We knew the situations. Even their early timeouts gave me an opportunity to just correct little micro mistakes, and then we were always one step ahead.
Right, well, best luck in map 2.
And that's what it's all about right there. Oh!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
That was such a terrible idea.
That's an expensive piece of equipment.
$10,000.
More than Operator Gaston's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you.
And they're parting me away. They're parting me away as we speak.
Wait, just got word that came out of your paycheck. All right, everyone. So, we are professionals.
Talking about the first map?
We are professionals.
That had to do with Canada. It was really topical.
Yo, G2 exec really well. Why don't we show that?
It's all G2 glaze here, bro. Someone say something good. Let's see the Reddit comments. Let's see what they're saying. Put on my racing jacket. What racing jacket?
I'm on that good.
Let's just listen, I guess, bro. I don't know. I got nothing.
As well. We're now heading over into Icebox as well as a bit of a preview. But even before we get into that, I mean, dude, it's just... This is going to be more than an uphill struggle, I think, for Sentinels themselves. G2 often bring the best out of them as a team.
Something I wanted to note real fast, though, was Josh RT's interview. Him saying, I expected it to be tougher. I expected a little bit more pushback. But that was not the case, and you could see clearly why. I mean, you had so many moments where G2 just had the reads on them.
Yeah, and even when rounds were going wrong, it felt like they were winning every clutch. Trent, in particular, was incredible in these late rounds. I think that...
It's actually true. Chat.
One bullet.
Shouldn't the qualification match be a BO5 instead of the seeding match? Theoretically? Why? Because this one doesn't matter as much as this one. The match to go to Toronto should be a BO5, right? It's always like this. I'm just saying, bro. Sentinel's tweet? What could they have possibly tweeted? All good. That was just ... our map pick ... Honestly, that's how I feel.
I mean, that's all that matters right now. Just making sure for map 2 we play like ourselves. Whatever happens, happens. But I really hate to not show up for anyone here. So.
Honestly, valid.
Best luck.
Honestly, valid. Like, well said.
All right, well,
I feel that.
Coach Kaplan there. I mean, of
Yeah,
course.
he's not giving up. He's just saying that like we're not showing our normal selves, which I agree. We're not showing our usual selves. But the problem is that G2 are making us show a version of ourselves that we don't want to show because they're playing so fucking good. Like, these guys are fucking nerds, bro. Like, for real, dude. Like, stomps feet.
Perfectly, and then once that's gone, he's fighting into backside. He's going so far forward
Look
and
at all
fully
these pictures.
disrupting the opponent's retake. That's something they have to be ready for if Sen want to bounce back.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Cap as well. He's not overselling anything for the second map,
Sure,
honestly.
yeah.
He knows that they haven't showed up here, but genuinely, this is going to be such a struggle for them as well. Even though we haven't seen that much of Icebox from G2, they've really distilled it down to basically just trying to exemplify, I think, why post-plan util is so strong in this map. It's going to be tough for Sentinels. It's going to be tough.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Oh my
So,
God,
well,
my old
our second
apartment.
map is going to be Icebox. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Just got word. Mimi's fired. All right, everyone. That's going to do it for us here. We'll be back after this quick short break, and Mimi's got to look for a new job. Poor Goose, man.
The fuck?
Poor Guillermo.
Chat, what do we need to do to somehow... Okay, listen, bro. We are... Let's just say it how it is. We're probably not the better Icebox team. We need some voodoo magic to somehow win us over this map. I think we should just qualify for Toronto through this series somehow. How do we curse G2 into us somehow winning? What do we need to do, bro? What do we need to do? Like, what kind of spell can we cast? Is there a video we can watch?
God fucking damn this fucking guy.
What the fuck?
Here in our second
ban that
series
guy.
of the day. G2, we heard the desk. It kind of looked like a cakewalk here because Sentinels have to come out swinging.
And I'm scared now because they're going into Icebox. Sentinels, last time they played it, they only played it once so
Chat,
far. They played against Crew.
honestly,
Crew came out with this.
If there was ever a time to sub me into a match, I think this would be it. This is the kind of moment I want to be subbed into a game. When it's backs against the wall, when everything comes down to this fucking series, that's when I want them to bring me out. I'm just saying, bro. I wouldn't be opposed. I'd rather go out with a bang, no pun intended.
Plays the same composition, which
We're
then
playing
means here that
Gecko?
they're pulling out the Gecko, but instead of playing the Harbor, they're going with an Omen. So you want to add a little bit more verticality going to how you want to exit into these sites.
Wait, Zekin's on
Because again,
Omen?
you're
We
looking
have a
at
new
this,
comp?
Both teams are not playing any duelists. For the side of G2,
Zero
the way that they're
duelists?
playing it, they're scaling quite well.
I'm not gonna lie,
thanks to the
util for
Harbor.
util,
But
G2
on
clear,
the side
no?
here of Sentinels, I'm expecting to get a lot of that verticality coming out from Zekin to allow Sentinels to get a little more space, a little bit of crosses to allow to open up the sites. And they have a chance to do that now for Sentinels because they start on the attack.
Remember, this does mean a spot in Toronto here. Sentinels trying to keep this series alive. G2 could lock it down right here with the 13 rounds in their pocket.
Is there any universe where we somehow win this series?
On this. We're going to get into the
Just
map.
be honest with me
Icebox.
here.
We see teams now bringing out the Geckos. I'm excited. These changes late in the season here. Let's see what teams
You guys
pick
aren't
up.
helping, actually. Never mind. Forget that I asked.
Yeah, pistol round's already underway, and Sentinels are kind of running things just like G2.
Come on, let's
A lot of
just give me the
pressure
pistol. I don't even
towards
care if
this
we
B-side
lose.
on the pistol,
I don't
trying to
care
scout
if
out
we
where
lose
the
the
best could be.
series. Just win
It's
this
a full
pistol.
setup for G2. Leaf has set his turret
I'll
up towards
trade
this
the series
B-site,
for this
just
pistol. No, I
trying to get
won't.
early information. The pressure's coming towards mid and Sen, so they can try to go for this pinch in the back.
Already around yellow. Sentinels moving quite quick, but
Push
they know
snow?
how many will be around.
Yeah.
The
It's
flank
over.
splits up.
How?
Down.
How?
True Classic.
How?
Easy as they just come around the corner.
How are we
willy-nilly
dying
on the
for
side of
free?
Sen. But Zalsis is able to push forward. Everybody's getting a little tricky here as they don't know where the full capacity
Get
of
out,
each
get
team
out!
is, but they're still trying to seek
Good
each
damage,
other
man.
out.
Good damage.
One more trade
Big one.
goes through.
Come on, John.
Very
I love
low
you. I
health
love you,
here for
John.
G2
I love
to
you
get
so
back
much.
into the site.
Hilo is too good at the start for G2.
I love you, bro.
Both players of Sentinels are isolated, though.
Ah, in my face!
Just gooped on there, and they have to get now to John Cutie. Takes down one, turns, almost gets this 180. But it is just going to be a quick classic. Wingman's already on the defuse, and that's going to be enough. A round win for G2. They secure another pistol.
That was such a solid hole for G2 in the very beginning. You mentioned how many players would be flanking towards that back.
How does he get
For the
two
side of
here?
G2. It was a split
Failing.
second where the
I thought we
turret
were
was down. They
cool,
came back
bro.
up on time for Zelsis to spot that, and that call just activated Sentinel to try to push back towards the back of the B site. But you have a high-low from the top of the bridge and kitchen towards the back of the site. They weren't ready for it for the side of Sentinels, and G2 were just able to play full men advantage throughout the whole pistol. Now building into a very strong second half. An Outlaw already comes out here for the side of Jonah P.
I'm gonna stand up for a little bit.
A little bit more of a 4-1
I change
setup
the
here
energy
on this Icebox defense.
It is nice. We don't even see Jonah with it, but it is perfect for that B long position. They have Kitchen covered.
Everyone stand up.
Right under
Everyone
the
stand
tube.
up.
Leaf
We need
making
to change the vibes in here,
sing, and
dude.
he does it again. A third one.
We're getting fucking smurfed on, bro.
Stealing that away. Possible ace.
Like, fuck.
That's all right, though. I by Power taking a breath. They've seen too many lately.
Guys, you've been sitting all day. Stand up, dude.
And it is gonna
Sitting
be
is the
two
new
here for
smoking. Stand up for a little bit. Stand with me. Stand strong.
So much util to stop towards that back, though. The Gecko flash towards that top.
I'm begging
Really
you,
didn't allow
bro.
Sentinels to play and
I'm
trade
begging you,
as a
get on
group.
your feet one time, man.
And speaking of playing as a team, this time you're giving the Outlaw on the side of Jogging.
Oh, my hand, dude.
For this buy, Sentinels already respects it because of that second round shot. Is that you have Jonah P already getting that first pick. So all buying full shields on the side of Sentinels at the same time puts a dent into their economy. They have to be flawless in this round.
Please God, please God, please God, please
Look at
God.
this push from G2.
Nice.
Almost expected
Nice.
on both sides. Bang is so ready in a third one.
This Trent guy has to be
There's
stopped.
going to be more of a fight here. He has to get out safe somehow. That swing, Bang finds a third
Nice
kill.
and easy, guys.
And is going to get a fourth point for the ultimate on
It's
this
working.
round.
Everyone stand.
Leaf is getting pretty close pretty quick here. Not waiting
Nice,
for the team. He
Celsius.
just
Good job, bro.
goes for the swing. That was an abrupt stinger swing for sure. And now we'll just see if they can take down Jog here as he gets the defuse. A nice round for Sentinels.
Yeah, you're trying to do as much damage as possible, pop damage, so that Jogging will get one shots across the board. That
Yeah.
would take down actually 3 of them.
Woo!
There's that first with a headshot.
What the fuck? He went back out like that? What a boss.
It was a heady play.
What a boss. I'm not
Trying
gonna
to
lie.
take
What a
off
boss.
the armor there, but another one goes. Or I should say the first for this
The
map.
Giacomo is
in
so
Sentinels'
confident,
favor.
bro.
And that was good for Sentinels to
For
stay
real.
back towards the spawn for the very beginning. The bonus round, they learned a little bit from Split that G2 likes to play
Okay,
in
good
areas
bonus
where
by
you can
us.
close the gap. And when
Not
you're
bad.
playing on a map like Icebox,
Good job,
where a
Bang.
drone could be very good here, the stealth drone from the tail, where you're trying to close as much as possible, trying to rush into
If we,
Garage if they
I'll
actually
stand
do
up for
hear
the
that
rest of the
drone.
series.
But they peek, they get
I won't
punished.
sit.
And Sentinels, we mentioned they needed
I
a
won't
clean
sit.
round, and they got it.
I won't
Full
sit
rifle
till we
rounds for both
lose.
teams, though. And you'll see this pressure continue on from both sides. This is something also that Trent has been doing with the salvos at the very beginning. We'll talk that point in a little bit here
I
because Zekin
stand
is looking for
united.
control and for some space in front of this ace lane.
Zekin on Omen is so weird.
Far here, just on the other side of the wall. One smoke pops, doesn't get a headshot off of that wall diagonal.
Oh, they know, they know.
They just reset.
But they don't
It's
know
all
where
about
I'm
Bang
lurking
right
from.
now and how
They
much
know I'm
info he
lurking,
can
but
grab
from
in this
where?
position, inserted
From where
so
am I
far in the
lurking?
kitchen.
I could be anywhere, bro. I could be up mid. I could be up
They're not even
tube.
thinking about it. Oh, there's the timing.
Fuck.
Oh, Leaf turns at just the last moment. You have to be kidding. And now they're forced to push into sight. G2 know they have a lock on where the rest of the members are, basically. And they are going to give them space before the retake.
Nice. Nice.
How many spams? How many
Nice.
shots? This
Finally,
smoke.
something goes our
They
way,
tried to break
bro.
the smoke without any
Something goes our
utility.
way, finally.
And just on the other side, Sentinels wait
Yes.
with open arms. Another one for Zekin.
Good
And a
job.
second round for Sentinels.
The push and pull was very nice for Sentinels there. And then you also see why Zekin is playing this Omen for the
Everyone stay standing. Anyone who's standing, please keep standing. I'm begging you, bro. I'm begging you, bro.
And even if
You
he
could be
dies,
the reason we're
it
winning.
pulled out the rotate from G2 back
could be
towards
you.
the A main, towards the screens, so that Sentinels could actually start moving into the A site. And not only that, continue to push
We
towards
stand
the screen
together.
to keep
We
everybody
stand together.
isolated from G2 on the outside of the site. Fighting through the smoke, the
So
second
crazy.
smoke being thrown by Bang. Or by Zekin, sorry. It was perfect. Let's go!
Surely I'm not the only one standing,
Those
right?
cleanups.
Guys?
And the hype from Zelsis is there. You can hear it. Sheriff's here for G2 as they go into this round. And I love that point about Sentinels having the Omen.
Right?
I mean, the part of the having Harbor here was to have it with the Sova, to be able to move up in layers.
They have 5
It just
sheriffs.
seems
Are
like
we
having that
scared?
Omen
No,
allows
we're
them to
not.
keep
We are
fighting and get
united.
the angles they want
We are
overall.
united.
And
We are
also,
one.
To
We are
discuss again
one.
this initiator coming out here from Trent and Joggibo, and also from Naren Dark Cutie. Why no Sova? The tail salvos are just good enough here to take full control of
Yes,
pipes.
Bang, you're
in
feeling it,
front of
bro.
orbs so that people
Yes,
can't
you
really
are.
run forward.
You are
need to find
feeling.
that
You are
information
feeling
first.
it.
with
Come
the
on,
recon
Bang.
guard because you could just brute force your way through.
Take us home, bro.
With the salvos and fight for trades. And now you see an eco coming out for G2. They tried to go for a peek towards middle. Couldn't do any
Yeah,
damage
come
there,
on.
and Sentinels
Walk
could
into
just
us, Jonah P.
min-max the
Yeah,
orb,
come on,
min-max the
Professor.
kills, and
Come
build
on,
up their
Professor.
ults here in the next round.
Guys, shoot him.
Pressure towards
Nice.
A does not seem like it'll be used too much since B is taken, but
Go
Sentinels
ahead,
are
Zekin.
really
It's all good.
gaining
It's
control
all
of the
good.
map here.
It's
and
all good.
not giving up that space
Woo!
when they know they have the better
Come on,
weapon.
John. Good job.
You can't be shy to G2 at any point in time, or they will attack, and Sentinels push even harder when they know they can go for the throat on this round.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this.
Once
we can
again,
do
the
this.
value of Zekin on this moment. Trying to create space for the team. You just saw there as he TPs on the top of yellow, it forces the players of G2 to turn around and try to focus on them so the rest of Sentinels could just scale behind.
The fuck was that, a spank? Did he just spank Qbert?
And it seems Sentinels still wants to keep doing this conditioning. The salvos will continue up here. The wall comes out on the defensive side though, and Valen scales into the nest. A great spot because when this calms down, you'll probably see a couple of players of G2 start falling back, and the responsibility of right now for Leaf is to play soft.
So what's the protocol here for Sentinels, right? They
Look at the
have
ults, look at the
identified
ults.
that was a push. Like, we haven't seen this before. What are they going to do? And it's second to teleport across, just like you said, creating that space, helping the team get a forward position, but they have to be wary.
How do we
They
plan?
have that wall to go up for Bang just yet. Oh my gosh. Doesn't seem like they have the wall just yet, but they'll Armageddon. They'll put everything
What's happening?
else
We
over
tail
here
ulted,
towards
but
the site
they
as
harbor
Leaf
ulted.
Gets himself to safety on
There's a
that.
gap.
And he wants to play an aggressive position here on the top of the site.
I'm
One
scared.
pick allows for him to get the lockdown, and you can trade out these ults.
Thrash goes through.
What?
Bang is able to start
What the
returning
fuck?
the favor. Lockdown
What is
almost
Leaf
gets through,
doing?
But it was in such an open position. It's instantly thwarted. And now the 2v3. G2 still have stopped the plant, but now they'll have to look to get the defuse as Zelsis throws it down on the site.
G2, you should save. G2, you should save. Trent is low. You should save. Hello?
Zelsis has his own lockdown. And if it has
Guys,
to come down to
save.
that, they push them back, and then you have a pit from
Yeah, you
Bang.
better
So
save, pussy.
The last two players of G2
Yeah,
definitely
you better
already
save,
falling
pussy.
back. But you
That's what I
saw
thought,
how
bro.
you were
Back
just
that
so
shit up.
tunnel visioned on the side of Leaf.
Come
as soon
on,
as he gets the
then.
pick, he
That's
throws up the
four.
lockdown,
That's
and he's trying to
four.
plant
That's
it, but
four.
At the same time,
That's
doesn't
four.
really pay attention to
Let's
his
go.
surroundings that his teammates are
Let's
actually
go.
laying down. So you have a couple of players of Sentinels
Let's
slipping
go,
through
bro.
the cracks and
Let's
able
go,
to
bro.
capitalize on that pick. And the silver lining is that he
It's
still
time,
has it
bro.
going into the next round
We've
now.
had
for
enough of this shit,
G2.
dude.
True, he
Who
didn't
the fuck is
get the
G2, bro?
activation, so it just got
These guys
destroyed.
fucking suck.
But you're right. It's maybe he was thinking people were snowman, people are over to the right side, able to see across the map.
Yeah.
In that situation towards B.
On your
And
right,
that-
on your right,
it
narrate.
goes
On
to
your right,
show
narrate.
How fast Sentinels are also moving.
Chill. On your
To
right.
be in that position where
Right.
we were just praising Leaf for having the 1v1 effect where you can get yourself into a spot that's draining the enemy's utility. This time, he gets taken down before being able to use his. Let's see it all again. As they just
What the
fly
fuck was that?
through the Thrash.
Yeah,
Through
you guys
the
got a double kill
Thrash,
last
that
map. It's
30.
our turn now.
It's almost two with this comp you can play.
They have four guns.
Brick by brick, you heard it. Stack that
You
shit
can
up.
definitely see here that they have kind of like double drones into
Yeah,
these ults.
you
when
better
have the
pause.
Thrash available for the side of both teams for G2 and Sentinels. But now
What the fuck?
this timeout comes through. And
By the
I
way,
think
Real
it's important.
Madrid, you got
So far,
fucked.
you've seen Josh Archer
You guys
do
got
one of
dunked
these
on
early
today. Any
timeouts
Real
for
Madrid
the team
fans in the
where
chat, get
he
fucked.
already has a good read into the game. He probably already knows the type of protocols that Sentinels are kind of doing right now to execute towards these sites. So do you actually want to start saving your salvos to just land him where Bang could be TPing, or sorry, Zekin could be TPing it across? Or how do you just want to fight back maybe in four
Nah, what the fuck
positions
is
here?
this?
That Sentinels
what the
are,
fuck is this?
they're allowing
Nah,
Sentinels
what the
to
fuck
take,
is this?
especially on this B side at the very beginning.
It's a nice job. I think
That's
usually when we
hilarious.
see G2 fall, if you think back to C9 G2 Haven, it was about Nets lurks on that. So the lurks, a lurker being able to get under the skin of G2, able to
Kinda
take
good?
out
Was it
how
kinda
they're
good?
playing
Low-key,
and
kind of a
not
nice
allow
edit.
that protocol post-plant retake they're so good at.
And that's a great point, because so far Sentinels hasn't been needed to use that yet. If
Right.
it comes down
All
to
right,
those moments where
chill.
Bang could activate a little bit more, yes, they did it when he did the push and pull towards that too, but so far
Nice
just the brute
and
forcing
easy,
from
nice
Sentinels
and
has been good
easy.
enough. And that could also be the next thing
713
of
days
conversation,
since
that
Zekin
sports
played Omen,
conversation that Kaplan
and we're
could
busting
instill
it out
here
for
with the
today?
Sentinels team.
All right, let's see how G2 comes out of this timeout. What they have on their plate. 3 ultimates ready. Oh no, sorry, 2 ultimates, or 1 ultimate. Yeah, 2 ults ready on their side. Thrash, as well as that lockdown we still have from Leaf.
Jonah P
And they're
feeling the
gonna actually be
pressure.
pressured again
Jonah
towards
P.
that B site.
Back it up.
See if they get the lockdown earlier than later on this. With a push here from the right side too. Jogamo should be able to tell G2.
We have KJO. Should we use it?
They've already went for the drone in the very beginning, so again, the
No,
two
we're saving
players
it
on
for
the B
theirs.
side have to play a little bit more soft. You see here
We're
that
saving
you're
our KJO.
playing very passively for Leaf, trying to activate here with the
Oh,
lockdown.
oh.
If you're going to use that and push it back towards Jogimo, although Bang is already watching that flank.
What is
Sentinels are
Jogamo
kind of
doing?
pinned towards the spawn though, and they might have to commit towards
He's
this
jiggling.
B side, but thankfully, as you've mentioned, they have this lockdown to open it up.
Okay, if we KJO, they're gonna
Stall
KJO
on
back.
both sides with this.
Now what?
Does Leaf answer
They're gonna
right
do it
away?
back, no?
He's actually on the outside, so they're gonna wait.
He's
use
gonna
their
wait and do it
lockdown
now.
retake
Watch.
from the side of G2.
There it is.
And
Can
we're
we
just
plant
gonna
in
get
this
a
window?
breathing moment
We need to
here
plant in
as
this
the
window.
team's set up
Plant
for
in the
site.
window, no? I think we fucked up.
Still
We had to
not too
plan.
sure yet with
We
this
had to
lockdown
plant, no?
that was placed down by Leaf. Because they could just wait this out for Sentinel. The wall could come back up, then they have to pit
Yeah.
for the post plant.
What? Back?
I thought that was going to be coming in much
Nice.
later. Zelsa's kill comes in now.
No,
into
the paranoid
Trento.
didn't get him. He
They're
jumped too
waiting
high.
patiently for
I like
Zekin
the
and
play
the
though,
team to
Zekin.
push
It's
through.
okay.
They know Sentinels
I
want
like
to
the
take
play.
a
It's
bit more
okay.
space here. It's going to be tough to all hide on that B main, and Valen starts
Five
to
rolls
collect
down, it's
another
okay.
head on this. Sentinels falling left
Trade?
and right as Leaf finds
Trade
another
one.
third and possibly a fourth, but no. They do pick up a round after the timeout.
And that's why I was going to mention the lockdown would have been perfect to counter into the pit. And if you're going to use it early, you're hoping that the rest of G2 could follow behind a Thrash on a retake. And they can. It's G2. So they follow behind that towards the end and got the perfect picks coming out from Leaf.
Don't sit down. Do not sit down, bro.
See how sorted they
We
have
stand
Sentinels.
strong,
How
bro.
many
We
members
stand
of Sentinels
strong.
were actually looking at the person killing him there.
Nate.
Not
Thank
many.
God for Nate.
So the speed
Holy
G2
shit, I'm
hit
the
back
best player
with.
on this map, bro.
Maybe not on that lockdown round, but definitely on that
maybe not.
retake.
Yeah.
One
With a
round
grain of
separates
salt.
these two teams now, and it seems like Sentinels, after getting snuffed out here on the post line towards the B side, but they don't have too many ults to work with. Now they can leverage verticality with Zekin towards this A site. Already TP on top of pipes, yeah.
Ready for the fight.
Am I getting a
Backs up
nosebleed?
if
I
this
think I'm getting a
goes away
nosebleed.
and the
I
wall
can't
doesn't
tell.
give him necessarily the right angle. He says, wait a minute.
It's happening.
Take me out.
And here are those lurks that we were just mentioning here from Sentinels that they haven't really utilized yet, and they were doubling up
Everyone
in the
chill.
first place.
Interesting.
Use 4
They-
ults that round, it's fine.
They're giving over Zelsis for this lurk now, along with Bang to start off, just making sure it's not going to be a lost fight if they do have to get into some back and forth.
I bleed red, bitch.
No real push and pull just yet. I feel like G2 has met Sentinels right at the front door each time here. Towards mid there, towards pipes at A. So it's almost going to have to be a reset for these signatures. The salvo is the skills. Ooh.
This is the biggest fight right here.
Faked him
No.
out with the up and down on the wall.
Do we have any
Jonah
idea
P
he
gets
could
a
be there?
Beautiful kill on the lurk, but they still have to worry about Bang making his way towards middle. Seems like G2 already has A sorted, and it should not be a problem.
Guys, come
for the
back
time
B.
I mean, you've lost all that space towards the garage,
Yeah.
and now you're wasting time too, staying as a group, and Jonah still has a snake bite to
30
work
seconds
with.
left.
What's the
So
play
if they're
here?
trying to push and engage back towards B main, he could still stall and delay. Walking towards middle, the alarm bot's gonna come up, and G2 should be ready for this still.
They just drone towards A. So G2 should know they can all
Oh,
start to
what's
rotate out.
happening?
Yep,
Oh,
finding
fuck.
themselves the clear here. Oh no, he puts his weapon away! Narrate goes for the util. Bang and John Cutie aren't ready. Jonah P.
That was alright, I guess. That was alright, I guess.
Collects the round.
That was alright, I guess.
4 to
That was
4
alright, I
on the
guess.
scoreline now.
And that's what happens when you're wasting too much time on the side of Sentinels. They've lost so much space. You've already lost your drone in the
I
very
mean, bro,
beginning when you're
realistically,
trying to
who
find
clears
info
that
on
corner?
the
That was
site.
just well played.
Then now you
Let's
have
just
to
keep
play
it a full stack,
contact, and
bro.
then you can't even
That
play
was just well
contact
played.
anymore 'cause there's
No
only
one
10
clears
seconds
that
left.
corner.
Yeah.
So you're not clearing your angles. You're still thinking of Jonah Peace holding up towards the garage. He goes on at 10 and it's free kills.
Jeez. That's the play, Jonah P. Play
my
safe,
ace.
play smart. That's what
Oh,
it,
my
that's what it gets
ace.
you.
How many rounds do we need on attack?
I think even in the vibes that we're seeing here, when we go from Josh RT to Kaplan, one's just smiling, laughing, and Kaplan's like, wait, we need to do this, we need to do this.
Nice,
Like G2
damn.
maybe feeling different, and Sen needs to shut
Oh.
that down now and
Oh.
find their momentum, find their flow state. Leaf starts off here with the first blood, but Bang answers back, or Bang gets answered rather.
Yes, Narrate, get active.
Still the fight.
Come
towards
on,
B.
bro. Narrate. I gotta call you out, bro. Narrate only plays well when I call him out.
Clears.
Narrate, you need to wake the fuck up, pussy. You can tell him I said that
This would be
too.
the
Wake
back
up,
and
bro.
forth
It's time,
Sentinels need
dude.
here. They need to stop
I forgot to
this
call
economy of
Narrate out.
G2 and
He
get
only
themselves
plays
back
well when
in.
I call him out. I
Is it this
forgot.
start? What start are you
All
in
right,
now?
Narrate,
What
it's
start?
time, bro.
Throwing Mosh over towards the spike. No, over towards back so they get dispersed from hiding on yellow.
Yes.
It almost works. Sentinels
Yeah.
is so ready for the trade, though, as they
There we go.
reposition and take down G2.
There we go. There we go.
And that's a huge round for
Come on,
Sentinels.
dude. One round at a
Very
time.
difficult to enter towards the B site when you've already lost Bang
One
in
round
the
at a
very
time,
beginning.
bro.
Yeah.
There's no wall
One
to block
round
it
at
up,
a
and
time.
Nary just says, I'm going to up the tempo. I feel that I have a timing. I'm going to push up in the front, and he gets 2 backstabs. Maybe not the kill on the second one, but already gained all that space to allow for him to just plant things to the wingman. So
Come on.
that was a very
Come
nice
on, dude.
answer back onto Sentinels.
Okay, I like where the energy's at.
After getting dismantled by Jonah P's position
Yeah.
on the previous round.
Gotta shake it off.
Exactly.
We're one off the
Few
Gecko ult
early
and
salvos
Tail
here
ult.
down the other side of the map.
Jonah P, stay for an
Probably
extra
means
second
we'll get
longer. I
about a
dare you.
1-minute
I
hit
dare
if
you
we
to
don't
stay right
find
here.
any frags coming over to this side of the
Damn.
site.
That a lineup?
A little slow down from Jonah
What is that?
P. Playing very close
Good
though, for
paranoia.
the unknown here.
Good paranoia.
Ooh.
Great second. Wait, what?
Oh
Celsius!
my gosh, Celsius
God
goes
damn it,
down.
bro.
The paranoia kind of locking him in, I think, for a second, not realizing what the situation was.
And that's a spike too. Now being picked up, but Zekin cannot really TP away, so it forces Sentinels to push inside
Not
B.
again, not again. Keep the guns out, narrate. He goes down, 2 bullets left for Jonah P. Again, he still peeks. Help just over the shoulder as Sentinels try to reorganize. How do they get back in? Bang, looking for that opening kill.
Was that a tilt rush? Was it tilted right there?
Difficult.
Oh my
Reckoning right away from
god.
Valen. He gets dropped, but they're still at a 2-player advantage for G2.
Tried to play the up and down
Shits,
wall.
bro.
John Cutie in a great position here. He's pressed a little bit forward, but they can't really help each other in this
You see
situation.
him?
It's going to take solo star power from the positions they're in. Leaf on one, and the
No
second one's not
way.
going to make it.
It's okay,
The
it's only
dance around
5-5,
from
chill.
Jogamo. So Trent can get the kill on John Cutie, and a defuse comes in for G2 to tie us up again.
I'm not too sure towards the end of the round, though, if they
Have we
saw
gone
that
A at
Jogamo
all?
had an operator or
That's
not.
fine if
but
we haven't.
Even that.
Oh, yeah.
That aside, at the very beginning of the round, G2 did a great job just strengthening towards the B side. When they realized here that Sentinels were actually
Oh,
having
he
a
was
lot of pressure towards
blind.
this B side, punishing Jonah at the very beginning in round number 10.
Oh, we got
Oh.
team paranoia.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, what can you do?
And because of that AWP that they utilize on the A side for Jogamo, they could actually strengthen that B side for G2. And yeah, again, just a little bit of misluck out for Sentinels, but G2 is able to tie this game up. And thankfully, though, it's a different story from the first
My
half.
goat
We're
Zekin
going
said,
back and forth. It's 5 to
Zelsis,
5. There's
your
still a
round
lot
is
of
over,
fight left
bro.
for both of these teams here. Going into round number 11, as Sentinels are actually adding, once again, more pressure towards A side.
That's enough out of you,
G2
bro.
wants to pressure
That's
back
enough
towards
out of you,
middle.
bro.
And his early drone allows Leaf to push down and gain that space and prevent a rotate from happening.
Yeah, why not get Leaf a lockdown? Either way, kill or be killed. He comes into the final round with an ult here. But beautiful insert positioning. Sentinels knows they don't have any of that coverage behind. They'll be
We saw
forced
you,
to
bro.
work forward, but I feel like they're almost good in, not almost, but they're almost ready for
Let's
this
see the
position a
utils
lot of
here.
the times, and good in the situation. Firing the Armageddon towards the backside. Well, they know they're going to have sight with Armageddon. G2 won't play in sight for that pain, but they will answer back.
Flank, flank,
Plant still goes
flank,
down, though it missed.
flank.
Ooh.
Towards the front of Jenny.
Haven't seen that plant in a long time. It's easy to post plant, but oh my god, they're not even gonna
I'm
have
turning
the
this shit off. I don't give a fuck. We're not
Leaf
watching this
gets
shit.
presented with a
That's
1,
enough,
2,
bro.
3. Easy as that, and Jonah.
Enough. It's fucking done. We're not gonna sit here and watch our team get fucking destroyed like this. That's it. The stream's over. I'll see you guys fucking next time, bro. We'll watch the next fucking match versus 100 Thieves. All right, I'm turning it back on because like I feel like it's kind of fucked up if I don't show it to you guys. But like, if it was up to me, I would turn this shit off personally. That's just my choice though. That's just my opinion.
Reckoning that was thrown by Valid. It looked easy on the side of Leaf, but there was still a lot of util for G2 to not allow Sentinels to set up here on the pulse plant.
I feel like that works for Jogamo. Last time we talked to him about the Gecko play, since it's one of his most
Calm
recent.
down in
he said,
6-5. Bro, do you read the chat? They make it seem like we're losing 13-2. You guys are right. It's only 6-5. Can we like regather?
And help the team
Can
get
we
into
regather?
situations.
Remember when they had this drone and also the thrash from Narrate? They're utilizing it as a double drone, so already gaining that space in the very beginning towards B.
Yeah.
And then Narrate's moving forward, so they could probably leverage the Thrash.
Zelsis, what do you hear? Seeing if he can get some footsteps and find the back of any of these members coming through. But look at Leaf. Leaf still wondering what's going to be coming out of
fuck,
A.
he
The
almost got
entire
his teammate.
team actually not buying this so far, fans.
TP for the A side plant.
Wait, no.
Zelsis has a huge
They're still
responsibility
here.
trying to get this pick if they're trying to flood back in.
Oh God, we can plant though.
The #1 job right now. They're not even going to try. They don't
That's
know
okay,
who's
right?
actually made
Can we
it
play
off
post plant or
timing.
no?
So G2 just go for a regular post plant retake. The 5v5 is going to occur here.
Oh
in the last
fuck!
round of our
Oh
first half.
fuck!
Oh, Jazz hands.
Wait, the gecko thing missed.
Half defuse doesn't get hit. There's going to be some utility coming out
He's
here.
on it!
Giacomo answers with 1, and we stay at half. 2v4. It's G2 trying to get these members back into the site as they're getting swarmed by Sentinels now, and it's just looking like too much for G2 to overcome. But Jonah P has 1, can't find a second as Narrate locks that in. And we go
What just
even
happened?
in the first half of Icebox.
So nice for Sentinels for the last round of the half. Just throwing the boomerang Thrash here to force the rotate over, and Zelsis cannot punish anybody to rotate across, but at least he gets space. And that's a beautiful call coming out from John Cutie that we haven't seen that all throughout the whole half for Sentinels. So for G2, they were thrown for a loop, and that means that for the second half, I'm expecting more ace under the
Marshall!
sleeves from both of the teams.
Good job.
Crazy stuff.
Yes.
Awesome to have
Yes.
an even 6-6 as we get into this first half of Split. And we're going to be a little, go to something a little different
Thank
this
you,
time.
Rain.
We're going to be tossing to Liz on stage with Emmy and Goofy.
Emmy, is it shirt buttons? He has a
Thank
shirt.
you so much, Van Silly and Riv. And yes, I have the coaches of Cloud9 with me, Emmy and Googly. Now, if you watched the games yesterday, you saw, yes, you can give it up for them. You can give it up. Because, because if you watched the game yesterday, it was a hard-fought battle, but we sadly said goodbye to Cloud9 yesterday. Emmy, I'm going to go to you first. We saw you in the coaching booth. We saw you afterwards. What was the immediate conversation afterwards with the team after the loss?
Just making sure everyone was okay. That was the main thing. Like, I was more sad than ever. Last year, I was angry at my team. This time, I was just sad for them.
And Googly, going to you next. This is, you know, obviously this is your first time being in the States with them. You were in Italy, I believe, or last time before you came here. Being in person, experiencing this loss, what was that like?
It was nice to see the players, be able to talk to them, and be able to like work for what we want to do next. Like that's the most important thing. Like what is the next step for us?
Ban the people that are
Now,
being stupid.
going to
Thank
you, Emmy,
mods.
you are best friends with Zelsis. For those of you who don't know, Sentinel Zelsis on stage currently
Thank you.
focused
Let's
on the
go,
game.
Summit.
Is best friends with C9 Emmy. What would it mean for you for him to qualify to Masters Toronto as his best friend?
Well, I lose him for a month, but other than that, I really want him to win. Like, he messaged me yesterday to see if I was okay. I was like, don't worry about me. Just go out there and win tomorrow, and I'll be there supporting.
Well, if when he watches his back, what do you want to say to him?
That I love him.
Oh my God.
Anything you would like to say to anyone on Sentinels?
Good luck.
Simple as that. And what can we expect a Cloud9 Champions visit next year in stage 2?
I think we're definitely capable of it. We just have to figure out this playoff issue and just really
know about the
grind
playoff
into
issue.
why it's happening, and hopefully we can make it out.
Well, thank you so much. Everyone get it for Emmy and Googly one more time. But we have a 6-6 half to get back to you. So friends, please take it away.
No, Rain, Sean.
Thank you, Liz and Emmy and Googly. I didn't know we had that much space on stage to fit that much brain power, but
Yeah, we did, but I just feel like they don't know because it's been
and we're
happening
also
for so long. You
watching
think they fix it, no?
The cinema that is G2 and Sentinels here. The brain power of Valen and John Cutie call these two teams into an even first half on Split, but it is G2 with that
100%
first
need you,
map
bro.
ban. So Sentinels, they have no room to let up here.
All right, let's get pistol.
G2 likes to scale behind a harbor wall on the B side and leverage a flash to take control of B. Sentinel still decides to play a solo player towards this B site.
5B.
All of
One
them being
mid,
stacked
4B.
up in the middle for the rest here for Sentinels. And they're expecting some sort of a pump back towards
Arbor
mid.
walls across.
Unfortunately for them, it's a wrong call for now.
Salvo's in a ghost. Secondary wall goes up, and they've really already taken the
Pre-plant?
zone 1 of space here, so no problem. Of course, Valen will go ahead and connect with Narrate to start off
You
on
see
his
that,
pistol
right?
round, and that's huge. The Gecko util for
How can you
retake
beat
is
that?
one of the biggest things you're going to want to have if you're bringing that to Icebox now, and it's gone for Sen.
Definitely say to a team like
That's
100
so
D's on
fucked,
this
man.
map when They had that Gecko for the defuse, or the wingman for the defuse, rather. But this time around, you have to force a body on it.
Swinging in, Valen with 2 on the round, but he goes down. Done his job for sure. But Bang, John Cutie, and Zekin are ready. Half defuse puts them in a pretty good spot here, but they still have to source out the rest of the members of G2. Very, very close. Oh, they can't get it. Leaf goes in and gives him a hug. The knife kill to come out as well, and it's not going to be enough. The salvos.
What is happening?
On the spike. Trent.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely amazing to get the clutch in the pistol round for G2.
And Jogimo, who's mentioning that, all he does in his server is jump around, jumps inside the smoke for a knife kill, headshot onto Bang. And you keep Trent alive in the post blind. He's alive with the salvos. And that's G2 with the pistol.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
They feel comfortable
Dude, we
doing
needed
that.
someone
They
to
know what
stay in the smoke and
situation
cover
is. They
him
know the chaos
properly.
they have to create,
We needed
but
someone in
still
the
you have
smoke to
Trent,
cover
like
him.
You mentioned, not in that chaos, off to the side, win condition in mind that I just have to stay alive, and it helps collect the round. So many pieces to the puzzle there, and they're all working.
He was in the
very
smoke? I
well
thought he
together
stepped
for
out.
G2. And the sum of the parts come together for Sentinels is the question here. Pistol round is going to put the pressure on right away, Vance.
The stack that you have for Sentinels, it's not going to be the best. Maybe the smoke could help them so far.
That did not work at
And it
all.
won't.
No.
Nice try.
Just cleaning up left and right for this. Is they're actually looking to keep this one flawless probably as they go through the round to make sure it feels that much better.
Yeah, and Sentinels, you saw the flash coming out from Zekin. But he couldn't really flood outside of that smoke because Zekin was throwing a one-way on top of that to just try to fight under that
All
smoke.
right, first gun
If
round.
G2
We're
were gonna
bonus.
try to flood through.
First bonus. Everyone chill. It's only 8-6, dude. It looks
So no
worse than it
punishment
is.
be done either. It's
The
very
score
clean
of the
for
game
the
is
side of
actually
the
very
attack.
close. If you think about
They
it,
still have a pretty decent
we're actually
minor
doing
bonus with Guardian is on
well
the side of Trent.
ish.
You can utilize that
Well
for
ish.
long-range battles on top of the belt.
Welsh.
Yeah.
And then a double Bulldogs for Jonah P and
We have
John
3 guys
Gibbo.
with 6 kills. That's
already
okay.
seeing the way the harbor walls are working for G2 too. They're just like, we put up a wall, we will walk up to that wall. And Sentinels are they have to realize it. They have to respect it and give that space.
Yeah, so Jonah's setting up this lineup to throw the smoke right towards middle, so they'll probably try to have him lean more towards the B side to start, but instead immediately covers towards the A side. So something has to be called by Valorant to just stay
Broke
as
the
a
molly
group.
for the turret.
They're just battling against Sentinels who actually have 3 players stacked up on the side.
They made some A pressure. Now they go back B. Keep 2 guys there.
Lurk underneath by Zelsis in mid, just keeping an
Ah,
eye
where are they going?
where the turret cannot see.
Wall B.
So this is on Zekin right now to call
Drone
for
B.
Zelsis'
While
utility.
2 guys
if they do
walk
go towards
mid
B.
to break the turret.
Zelsis will have a bit of an idea.
Nah,
now that
these
he's
guys are
moved
cringe.
himself
I'll say
over
it.
into that spot.
That's a perfect default.
Just a
We're getting
simple
info
default
on
round now for
A
G2,
from
inserting players
Sentinels.
left and right towards jail, trying to see if Sentinels are
We
going to
saw
try to
one
push somebody
guy,
forward.
so we don't know.
Then you had the fake being sold by Trent just to break that
Now
door
Nare's
towards middle.
fighting.
If they have to finish down towards middle,
Oh, good
for
info.
G2, they
Good
have an
info.
opening to push that red alert button and move towards that B side for a plant.
Very G2 of them to take down to 30 seconds in the round to make this hit.
Fuck.
Dizzy on Dizzy.
Good smoke.
I think
There
both
he's
get
dead
shot on
somehow.
that, so they really don't get too much information.
Nice.
But Jogamo
Bang.
trying to
Come on,
go
baby.
high. Bang's ready for 2 as he's
Nice, John. Get out, get out, get out.
For that elevation change,
He's
and
alone.
Sentinels.
He got out. He
Eye
slipped
on the
out.
prize
That's
here.
big.
Hit all their
Wait.
shots.
We have a flank.
Down on
We have a
top of the line,
flank.
It's so hard to go get, and you already have a double
Yes.
flank from Sentinels. Clean towards the end.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Good
Golf
stop.
clap.
Yeah.
Coming out from Bang just on the side of 410.
Good job, Bang. Good job, John.
And unfortunately,
Okay,
there for
narrate.
the
I'm
side of
begging you,
G2
bro.
with
I
a
need
blind,
an
and they had
ace. I need an
stingers
ace
on
out
the
of
top
narrate.
by Leaf.
He's
was
having such an
surprised two
unlucky
players,
game. Is
but
how I describe it, really.
those bullets get out of the
transfer.
clip very quickly and couldn't get the double kill. And John Cutie trades that onto Bang to allow here Sentinels to stop at least G2's push and potentially win the bonus.
Let's go.
It may have been a little quiet, just kind of base Bang, fragging and playing standard throughout the season, but it has definitely been a
Unlucky
playoff
dudes from
buff
Zman
so
open.
far for
Chill,
him
bro. Let him lock
in
in.
these past few series, and
This is a
Bang
full buy,
is
yeah.
showing up again here on Icebox to help lead the team in frags. This Molly over the top each time John has to deal with.
And
Okay.
he tried to triple swing that
Harbor
at
wall
first. If
A.
somebody was peeking, he could punish it and then get the nanoswarm out.
Drone B.
But now, realizing that somebody has anchored up towards Boiler,
We clear out
and they're
mid.
probably playing like a 2-2 style, so they have to stay as a group for G2.
Oh, Zekin.
Tries to get in
Holy
early.
fucking util.
Gets denied again. G2.
Good
so
spam.
many good reads on
Get
these
out, get out,
plays
guys.
that
Get out,
would
please.
completely stop what your opponent is doing. Reckoning's going to start
God.
dislodging the site just a little bit. We've
Oh my
already had one
God.
frag
This
go
guy's a
down
problem.
as
This guy's a
Jogamo
problem.
makes it 2, 1 for each side now as Thrash is ready to pounce. Oh,
No!
But he's going to be saved by Val, and the teamwork is huge for G2.
Yes.
But Sentinels start
3v2.
to come back
Rockets?
in the 1v1 power that they can show, this prowess to get back in and make sure the clutch is theirs.
Valid
on
Saddles
display.
are down.
Okay, no one
For
is
now, it
yellow.
just came back up. So Leaf is the one that has to stay alive here.
Oh,
Nice.
The tap just misses. Bang gives it another side
Fucking
step.
Rockets.
Almost
50
the
HP.
1-2 for Trent.
It's not half.
He's been so good in these situations, Vansili. He's been so good in these situations, Vansili. Can he do it again?
I hate Trent. I hate
Even
Trent.
hit.
I hate Trent! Oh my God!
Unstoppable is Trent
Dude!
in these moments of the clutch. A 1 versus 3.
How does he
Jiggling,
win
isolating
that?
these fights, getting the Savos, stopping the women on top of that, not allowing Sentinels
Okay, it's
to
so
get
hindsight.
the 6 men for the defuse.
I think we should have pushed him
Trent
too,
pops
but
off
it's just
one
so
more
hindsight.
time.
I don't know. I think we should have pushed as well, but I don't know.
Absolutely
It's
nutty
hard. It's so
performance
hard.
from Trent.
It's
and,
hard.
and
It's
put in
very
the
hard. It's
situation
very
a bunch
hard.
of times. It's not
He played
just
it
the
so
one
well.
post-plant.
He played it
It's
so well,
post-plant
man.
after post-plant
Jesus,
that he is
dude.
successful in. Doesn't even
Jesus.
break a sweat while doing it. 9 now for G2 here as they steal it back from a Sentinels round win.
Nice, Nary. Good damage. Come on. Those
Smokey's
seconds
pretty
here as
good,
well.
though.
Is that can go up,
Geronimo could
maybe?
get this kill
Do you
onto
dare
the
go up,
defense on the
bro?
left side of the A site.
Do you dare go up? Nah. I like this angle though, chat. You
Right
see
now, it
this?
seems
The
that
smoke?
G2
Oh my
wants
God!
to
Oh my
make a
God!
lot towards
Yes!
this
TP,
A site,
TP,
and that
TP, bro. I'm
spike
begging
down
you,
low with this
TP.
kill from second.
TP,
Again,
anything,
spikes
do
up top,
something,
so now
bro.
They can easily keep a focus on somebody having to get towards
How did Nary
Bell.
die? It's alright.
Second gives that up. They're not worried about just getting one shot. Spike getting picked up isn't worth losing another member here. So they reset, and now Sentinels enjoy knowing where the spike is. Have this good push into the pit. This B long fight's getting a little weird.
Nice! Bang. Bang is so fucking good. Actually,
Absurd.
been so good, bro.
Absurd play from Bang.
Holy fuck.
And they creep in. G2 is,
Oh, no.
is in
Timing.
the 3rd or 4th page of the scrapbook
Nah,
for this
that's
one.
a nice
They've got to
shot,
pull out
bro.
everything with
That's
what
actually
they've
just
lost.
a nice shot.
And
Holy
Sentinels gave up
fuck,
the A
man.
site after
They have it.
Jonah P died. You
Oh
saw
my
here that they were
God.
just playing inserts. The idea
We
was
should
just to
just
get
play retake
Jonah
and
P
just
up
chill,
and try to
bro.
break the turret so they could rework the map. But Sentinels gave up the A site, allowing G2 to turn it back in their favor.
John Cutie, pretty full on util
Wow, what a
here. Doesn't
wall.
have the drone, so
What
they
a
can get back in
wall,
with a bit of the
bro.
concuss. But Valen just on the other side of the
Ooh.
wall to play cat and mouse, and
Nice,
Celsius
Celsius.
finds one.
Yes, KJ.
Good
Oh.
util. Yeah,
Fuck.
Leaf is chocked full of util right now. Still has a molly to put on the spike as well.
And with this lockdown, Trent
That
is
buys
just
so
waiting
much
so he can
time,
try
yeah?
to fall back with a few seconds left potentially so he could use the salvos.
Moving forward. They're actually trying to play this one a little different, Vansili. They want to play different
Onside,
high-low. Oh, the separation and the angles, though, could make this so tough. That's one. It gets traded, but it's behind Trent now.
Yes,
Can he do it again?
finally, we took this kid
Cutie.
out.
Sentinel
Holy
IGL
shit, thank you, John.
Calling and hitting the
Oh my
shots
God.
to bring back a very needed round.
Oh my
And why
God.
not? You have your clutcher in Trent and one of your best aimers
Oh
and
my
Leaf
God,
play together
actually.
inside the site and set up giving that space away that you've gained with
Yeah.
the lockdown. And you're just trying to surprise Sentinels on a rotate.
Oh.
But it was close. It came down to that 1v1.
Look at this spam by
First rotate
Zalsis.
happening by
Hey,
losing that strike,
Zalsis,
yeah.
that was amazing, bro. That was amazing.
Some nice shots there from
That was
back and
seriously
forth
amazing. That was
from
such a
both
big
teams,
kill.
but we still continue to go back and forth in this matchup, Riv. A
Pure
timeout
luck,
being
it's
called by
called
G2.
skill, pussy.
Okay.
Stay mad.
And you don't have the
Stay
best
mad,
in terms of
dude.
economy for
Stay
G2
mad.
coming back from this time out.
Tell him, Rain.
I think that
Tell
was
'em.
the longest round so far from G2, right? They may have had like a 30-second round we saw going previously, but at 30 seconds in that round, that was the Valen pushing into mid. They were still trying to decide to take A. So this may be a call from Josh to say, yeah, we have that kind of strategy, but it's working less against Sentinels than it would against other
Another
teams. So
second
maybe
pause?
back to the speed, maybe back
That's
to
the
a little
G2
bit
second
more
pause.
pressure
We
from
have
G2
two
side.
pauses
Yeah, for
left.
sure. And when you were adding that pressure for G2, when they tried to work very quickly towards the A side, we really seemed to stop them was just that singular smoke from Zekin. The one way that's being thrown that side, because yeah, even if you push Zekin away with the salvos and you're trying to push back through the orb, you're running through a one-way and they spot your feet first. So that's why you're seeing so much pressure on the left side. A double setup on the A side over here from Sentinels behind that smoke.
Wait,
that G2
Bang
really
has
hasn't
18,
used util towards that side yet. So maybe you want to save those
It's all
salvos
right.
for those hits. You
They're
want
on
to try to
equal.
draw
They're
a
on
little bit
equal.
later, or maybe use the Armageddon in the next round to really clear out that site and force Sentinels to play a retake again, and where G2 has been shining so far.
Okay, what are they doing? Harbor wall A.
A little bit of A. Yeah, A noise to make Sentinels think that there's going to be more coming, but it's the 3-2 split mid.
No. Harbor wall mid.
Quick check,
Into
early
util on
util.
B.
See, G2 is, they're
Second
definitely
has
worried
an
that Sen will
outlaw.
push up more, but they want to take the space.
That's unfortunate.
That was close.
Cover going out.
Oh my god, I'm scared.
When you talked about a 3-2, the cascade went up on the side, and you're seeing
It's
that
about to rain
Sentinels are
util,
playing
guys.
very
Look at this
slowly,
util. Look
trying
at
to
this
clear
util.
every
Watch this.
single
Watch this.
angle,
Look at the
and
util.
you're basically pulling a little bit at rotate at the very beginning just to try to move
Holy
as a team
fuck.
towards this B
That
side.
wasn't that crazy.
But that window's now closed. All of Sentinels has rotated towards this B side, and G2 will potentially have a very hard time trying to plant here towards
How's
this
he
B side.
taking that?
That smoke.
This
thrown
little
out
guy
by
has
Zekin
armor?
is denying a bit, but Wingman's still able to
Nice.
make it happen. Zelsis.
With plot armor.
Yeah, somehow dodges all of that. It's just short enough. Ooh, the pressure defuse. Defuse Dizzy up, who's going to try to peek it, but that was a really
No.
nice concuss.
Nice.
Coming in from the side of Trent to try and delay all of this. The shot still missing there for Zekin as he can't get one to connect.
No rockets, no win, buddy.
Narrate says
Tie
enough funny
game.
games, enough funny
No
business.
rockets,
Let's
no
get
win.
in here and take the round. Very nicely done. They were given the low buy of G2 a little too much respect there.
Yeah.
As Sentinels finally decide to just take the round over.
And now this timeout is where it's going to be important for Josh RT, not only identifying how they could maybe
we
work
get an
towards
off
this
or
A site,
not?
potentially through the smoke from Zekin, but also understanding the state of the game that Sentinels currently have in this 9-9
Probably
scoreline.
not, right? They have so much
Because you have
util.
4 ults now
Probably just
activated
rifle, just
on the
rifle, just
defensive
rifle.
side.
It's fine.
This is a
We don't
huge
have to
swing round
op.
potential for Sentinels to potentially even run away in the second map and push this onto Ascent. Sentinels that's been stomped on the first map,
Only
but
I
on
need an
their
op to
map
win.
pick.
I mean,
But seems to
Let's
have
go,
figured out here G2's attack plan with no duelists on their Sun on the attack, and Sentinels with no
come
duelists on the
on,
defense.
come on, narrate.
But they're
Come
just
on,
letting
narrate. Let's
G2
go,
run
bro.
into them and winning these fights.
Let's go, bro. He's already up. He's already
He
up,
might
by
have
the way.
seen
It's
one,
all
but
right.
Narrate does not
All right, they
catch
insert
the
Leaf
foot
on
there
A. They
of
insert
Leaf
Leaf on
heading
A.
into the nest. Decent push up for a moment by Zekin as he tries to recover a bit of the vision. And Celsius underneath 2 with an outlaw on the full gun round back and forth.
Nice shot, Zelsis.
Screams through with a headshot on the round.
Now they go B.
Leaf not
Zekin's
being able to
here.
capitalize on that
They
frag
didn't
on
see
the
him.
A site. G2 has to tempo up here and maybe try to break a bit of util towards B.
The Zekin self peek here. This is going to be
What
a
is
play
this
for
off
him.
of? Alarm bot?
He's trying to play some timing. Waiting off the util. It's
Oh.
one. Armageddon comes
Armageddon.
through, tries to
He's
play
dead.
within
Oh,
the fight.
wow. I
Zelsis
like
picks
it.
up
I
another one
like
across
it.
the
Good
map as well
combo.
here. Joggamo's taking damage.
2v4.
from
Leaf has
this
A.
quite a bit.
They're gonna go A. They're gonna go A.
Now it's just trying to run the spike back.
Oh,
See if they
fuck.
can get
Thanos
to Leaf,
is here.
and if Leaf
Thanos
can
is
hold
here.
site solo.
Bang
Oh,
was waiting
fuck.
at that spot. I don't think they heard the jump, so Leaf could actually bring the surprise.
Yeah, and they'll have wingman plant, so 2 watching the angles if they need
Get
it.
him! Get him good! Good pepper.
Almost caught with util, and that could have been
Good pepper.
dangerous, but
Yeah.
both players now for G2 in the pulse plan are lower on HP.
What? Chill.
That's an inside the site plant, really.
What?
You can play a little bit far back on that, but it's got to be towards maze. You can't play up top, and I think just missed. Doesn't matter though. Celsius with the outlaw
what?
finds
What?
a third
What?
one here. Return
What?
on investment, maybe?
What?
And send Narrate cleans up the round again to make sure they can get to 10.
Anyone still standing with me? You're the real MVP here. Keep it up.
I don't know if there was a mismanagement from the side of G2 not looking at what ults were available, but that alarm bot with the Armageddon out from the combination of both Zelsis and John Cutie made it very difficult for G2 to really
Damn,
fight back
Zelsis.
towards this
Damn,
baseline control.
Just solo holding B too as Zeka
My
needed
scope
to
sense
rotate out.
changed, so I had to rechange it, but I put a
We
zero
don't
at the start of
care.
it.
We don't
So I
care.
was just aiming
Dude,
like
we do
this
not care,
with the
bro.
outlaw.
Just please play like we do not care,
He
bro.
did 0.0.
Like someone tell him we don't care.
Still gotta kill
Just
it.
play the game and get the kills, dude.
So all
Like,
you
he
have to do
keeps
is cross
yapping,
our
like,
placement,
what are you
allow to get
talking
the pick
about,
onto
dude?
Valen. But that said, on a
What's
2
wrong with
versus
his life
4, and you
story,
force out
bro?
the crash, that's at least something there for G2 that could
It's a
even up the tally.
qualification
And
match, man. Let's
back into
focus
the
up.
classic of the G2 Stinger buy. Grouping together this time around, and you can already see the salvos are not used at the very beginning on the top.
Get out,
pipes.
Narrate.
They're using it here.
Okay,
Trying
stay
to
in.
clear
Fuck
on
it.
the
Narrate,
execution.
frag out, bro.
There's the
We're
salvos
good
on the left
for.
side. And Trent gets the opener.
Stingers
Bang.
flying
Bang.
through. I feel like it gives you a speed up
Bang.
right here. They've laced up. They're
Bang.
running it down.
Bang.
And it is going to be bang.
Oh my
The 180
God.
to 360, 720. Tony hawking him. Dalsis takes down Leaf there. I don't even know how Bang was seeing people.
Let's fucking go, bro. Let's fucking go, bro.
Jeez.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah,
he
he's
is
definitely getting a little bit of a
plays,
playoff buff
dude.
here, and he's using it
Hey,
accordingly.
hey, shout out 100
Agreed.
keys, by the way. Appreciate
Going
y'all.
into the regular season,
Appreciate y'all.
doing pretty decent, but not
Thank
having
you.
too many of those
Thank
100 reels
you.
that we know that Bang did back in the last season with 100 Thieves.
What a spin,
In
huh?
the playoffs, remember, he aced going into
What a
that Pearl
spin.
game against Cloud9, putting huge numbers. And now this time around,
shit,
it's just
bro.
activated in the second map. And what better way and what better position here to activate
All right.
for our first
They still have a
Sentinels,
bye
because
here.
they're now in the lead by 2.
Bang, bang.
G2 on that Stinger buy still has 2 ults now and weapons to work with, and still trying to go back to work towards this A site. And there's
Harbor
4
wall,
players
eh?
of Sentinels here.
Oh, Zelsis,
They
you
are not
sneaky
allowing
snake.
pipes control.
You sneaky little
It
snake.
takes a lot to be able to guard this.
Oh my
right? You
God.
are
Oh my God, it's a
dedicating
big
most of your
fight.
team if you want to defend.
Oh my God.
this
Every
position
both
right
teams
off
are
the
holding
bat,
Utah. What is
Sentinels,
this?
They have stacked it. Oh yeah, saw an elbow there.
No! It's
Trent
okay.
pushing forward. They don't know where G2 can come
Nice.
from them. How much scaling G2 has
Nice,
already done,
John.
and Leaf answers
2v3.
back. For this round,
2v3,
G2
it's
feeling
okay.
pretty good about the positioning, but
Gecko.
still pretty hurt here to move through.
Maybe
Only
go
one
up.
person unaccounted for, and that was Leaf, and he's able to open up everything here for
Yeah.
G2
Bang
to
is still
trade
alive.
back
Bang
and
is
get
still
the player
alive.
advantage.
Ooh, a quick thrash so he can pick it back up. Defuse, or plant Dizzy.
Nice.
Rinse and repeat. Spike actually
Oh,
went
he
down.
had him.
So
He
they are
had
tucking
him.
him
I'm
out,
telling
though.
you,
Valen's
he
on the other
did.
side.
Oh my
Able to keep eyes
God.
on that last frag. No
He
plant
had
money is fine
him,
though. They should be
bro.
okay getting to this next
He
one.
had
Definitely
him.
would have helped actually to
He
get that
had
plant
him.
money on the
That's
squad.
right.
But
Should we
still,
pause here or
enough
no?
to buy, seeing the low armor
We're
come
fine.
through
We're
here.
playing fine. We
G2
should. We don't have
one
to.
away.
We could just play, right?
And that had
Just
to happen
play.
before the post plan.
Oh,
I mean,
they
look at what
paused.
Sentinels
I don't
been
hate
doing.
it. I don't hate
4
a pause.
defuses in a row.
I don't hate
They've
a
been
pause.
owning it once G2 takes
I don't
the
hate a
site.
pause.
So G2 said, we'll do a little bit before and in between.
And that's just one small mistake coming out there from Sentinels, because again, the position was perfect. They read
Nice
it
try, nice try,
perfectly
nice try, nice
on
try,
that
nice try,
push
nice
coming out
try.
from G2.
Really nice
But
try.
because they had one player less, when they went for the high-low swing on the left side, it was perfect for those trades. But Valorant snuck through towards that left side of the A tower and got that trade-off against John Cutie to allow G2 to close that gap. But you mentioned it, the economy's not the best on the side of G2, but Sentinels definitely want to pull the time out to slow things down for a bit.
Damn,
because
bro.
you need to instill that to your players.
Yeah.
You
Damn,
have
bro.
to check those small spots. It would have been a different story here if they took care and knew the positioning from Leaf.
Oh, he's
up
getting
towards the left
active,
side.
bro.
But I
He's
think
getting
it was
pissed.
actually Trent
Josh RT's
in the
getting
back of the
pissed.
of the
Josh
nets
RT's getting
that was able to
pissed.
swing out to get the first blood.
Man. 11-10 here. G2 takes Sentinels map of split, and Sentinels 2 away from taking Icebox. G2's pick. We're about to get back in
Let's
off
go.
of this
Let's
timeout.
go.
Kaplan not really liking that G2 and squad stop that 4-round streak as they look to get this map and bring us
Big
all
round
the way
here,
to
big
Ascent.
round here.
3 ults per
6
team here as
ults
we
in
head
the
into this
server.
round.
Right there.
It almost seems that since the timeout for G2 is just drill it in, hit A site, hit A site. But this time pushing Sentinels away with the first wave of salvos. And in a G2 fashion, they could probably slow this down and wait for the second wave to go back again into the A site.
And Zekin has had Zeus' utility at B, all these rounds, they've now moved that over to A with them for the full fight. So we'll see if Zekin still kind of plays that aggressive or wants to get out now that he hears some noise.
Yeah, I mean, he could stay back towards yellow. They have a alarm
four
bot to watch,
here.
a very passive
Yeah.
turret all the way in the back of spawn to look into the walk up towards tube. So all of Sentinels, once again, a great read to stack 4 players towards
I like
the
the early
site.
break on the drone,
but
though.
Reckoning is definitely going to force them to scatter out.
Okay, how do we react? How do we react?
For lockdown
Oh,
and
Juto.
Reckoning here. One will
Is it break?
push them back. Just on the left side of that
No.
launch, not going to be enough.
Fuck.
To see if they can get themselves in here. Yeah, there's the Reckoning. It's actually going to chase Sentinels all
Oh my God, the
way out,
wingman.
back down the stairs into their spawn. And those
Oh,
circles can be
City.
seen here by G2 as they move in. You can see the focus right up towards screens.
I think
and up towards
Viper's
that
tanking
catwalk.
it. Is Jonah
Interesting
tanking
plant
it?
all the way in the back corner.
No.
I don't know if there was a misclick, but
I mean, this is good util. You can easily throw some things in here like Jonah Peas. Oh no, Viper, his actually just went
No.
down. Wait, they're fighting in this right now. Viper's pit there.
Zeus is
Good
defusing.
point. Wait, it's half.
It's going to be at 75%, goes down. That's going to be at
Nice.
half now.
Nice.
Shots coming in from Narrate. He's up top trying to play the jungle gym. Can he swing down? Oh my God, the Cove. It's the only thing that separates them as they
What just
stand
happened?
shoulder
I don't
to
even know what
shoulder.
happened, bro. I don't even know what
And
happened.
that's going to be the
What
half
just happened,
defuse.
bro?
They
Oh
give it
my
over to
God,
Narrate
bro.
for this as Zekin was
Oh my
prepping it
God, what
up.
just
And
happened?
Sentinels again are so strong on the post-plant retake.
Did
here
Narrate go
on
crazy
Xbox.
right there?
Yeah.
Is that Narrate?
Towards the end, I don't know if it was intentional or not to have that plant in that corner because it's very, very unorthodox
Is
to
that
get it
John?
out there. But maybe the Reckoning and everything that allowed here the wingman to plant towards the corner
Replay?
allows for you to spam a little bit more easily. But you definitely
I
did
saw
have
that.
to force players to swing out towards
saw
nets, to
that.
swing out towards pipes. And Sentinels again
Great
regrouping
calls,
together to fight
like,
back.
I saw you guys. I saw the ref.
He's like, I shot everything but what I needed to.
That's sick. But can we see it or nah? Can we
Hit
see
someone
it?
in the crowd.
Nah, I'm gonna go fuck myself, dude.
Yeah.
All right, keep going, John.
Yeah, okay, there we go. He shot Valen that time. John Cutie on point here.
Match point.
And they've moved the utility back for Sentinels. They don't think that A push is coming anymore from G2, and it seems like they've got a pretty good read on it here. And G2 now without Valen only have to use Jonah P's walls to get themselves in.
So low on HP is Jonah P.
Yeah.
You need Trent to stay alive here. That's probably the silver lining to keep G2 back in the game. If it's not going to be for the post plant, at least to open up the site towards A. Instead, G2 are playing contact. Playing very passively because all of Sentinels were leaning towards middle with a triple swing in the very beginning.
Toxins going up.
Oh my God, that's
That's
a
a big
stinger.
G2 on these silent rounds, you got to give them credit. They
Good
get into
discipline.
some real crazy
Good
spots.
discipline.
And Zeus has had so much value on flanks in the past, and he's fighting against Trent. That's the silver light. That's
Wait,
what's
is this
needed for
timing or
G2
no?
to stay alive and to win this round.
Zelsis 1v1s have
Oh my
been
God, oh
spectacular
my God.
here, but it's two.
Nice
He's gonna have
shot.
to come up big. There's the first one. Trent's gonna turn.
Nice
He's
shot.
gonna have a second. Now the third, and it's not enough. Trent with the
Oh,
stinger.
fuck, he has ult.
Close range is just too much, but it's the post plant king here. Tejo, Trent, ready to lock this round down. Armageddon's already passed. One shot
Are
comes
you
through. Can't be traded
fucking
back by
kidding
Zekin.
me?
But it is Zekin versus Trent. He delays more time now, just trying to put the pressure on to Zekin. Is it possible? Firing to the left, doesn't know he's to the right. Zekin looks like he's got the defuse.
You have to be kidding me, bro. Dude. Oh
Stone cold.
God, he wins every clutch.
Trent is insane again in these clutches. And a selfish plays coming out from G2. Jonah P low on HP saying, let me swing into this one. Let me give my life away. The second player to come across, I think,
He
was
played
Lee
that so
Paul's
well to
fall
get the
down,
first kill and then
just
use
so that
rockets
Trent can
after
take
as
that
well.
kill. The trust that G2 has
Oh my
for
God,
Trent
and he
in these
spammed
moments
him with a
is crazy.
classic, dude.
Honestly, it's like it's gonna be
Nah,
a
this is
strategy
actually
for teams
Trent's
to
meta,
find
bro.
Trent in these just engages and kill him, so they know the post plant can't be a possibility. There's nothing you can do against this guy if he is alive, and that spike is planted. Another timeout here for Sentinels.
The last one of this map before we can potentially go into overtime. Our Sentinels pushes this to the third map of Ascent. Narrate and Bang have two ults to work with on the defense. A lot was being used by G2 on the attack just to try to salvage and win that previous round. And despite that
Put
clutch
down,
coming
it's
out
okay,
from
bro.
Trent, despite
I
the
said I
few
would
rounds
stand
coming through for
until the end of
G2
the
in this
match.
comeback, they've always
I'm locked
played
in for this.
in a
I will not
deficit in
sit.
terms of
And
weapons
if anyone
available.
is still standing with me,
Going back
you're a
into
real
this
one.
timeout, yes, such
We
a low
stand
buy
together.
coming in for Leap. He's small shields Guardian. Joggermill's also with the Guardian. And Jonah P's at 3,500. And we'll have to go for a small shields and rifle.
I mean, honestly, G2's been kind of limping through these rounds with the buys, so for them to even get a few has been spectacular, but still got to recognize this run on the second half from Sentinel spectacular
You're
as
fake,
well,
friend.
and
You're
looking
fake
like
for
it's
that.
going to be good enough to bring us all the way to
Someone
Ascent.
said I'm in bed. You got this though.
round
Hell
here
yeah,
may
thanks,
tell
man.
us.
They're trying to get back into the nest for Sentinels. Something that was pretty decent for them earlier on. They're getting stopped right away here by Salmos. Yeah, that
back.
cascade doesn't allow for them to get through anymore. So a little bit of a win here for G2 to start.
We saw this rinse and repeat play before. Joggermill actually went down when he was on the belt there. So taking this space to add
Did they
pressure
have
towards
A?
G2 have gone back to that regular, or sorry,
No,
Sen have
oh.
gone back to that regular defensive setup. Oh, that's a head
Imagine
being
that
seen.
shot. Good damage.
Good damage onto Valen. I wonder if that Dizzy is actually retrievable.
They're just going A?
And because of that pressure coming out from Sentinels, Valen actually had to throw the Cove down just to try to stay alive. So they won't really have it to allow the Wingman to
Viper
get the
ult.
safest plant.
They
So they're
pivot
pulling
back to B?
Wingman plant does get Thrash now, though. But again, we just saw that Dizzy get used at sight. This is going to be pretty much a dry retake, and Jonah P has to be the spearhead. Sees
smoke.
one, so the jig is already up on this fast rotation. You see Spawn, Sentinel's defense is already starting to lean.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Zekin takes
Nice,
the spike
Zekin,
out.
good
That's
TB.
not going to be the ult.
Oh my
point
God, he's
Joggermill
close.
wanted for the
Nice,
thrash.
Celsius,
They
good
denied it, and
cover.
He's not going to be able to use it.
Nice second.
Huge kill, Zekin and Celsius. The two Z's
No
come out big
rocket
to
throw
stop
in,
that site
bitch.
take, and now the lurk in from Valen. It seems like they have an idea
Nice,
of where every member
Celsius.
is, and Celsius is going to be able to get a lockdown on that too. Another one
Come
from
on,
Zekin before
baby.
he falls.
Come
and
on,
it looks
baby.
all too good here
Come
for
on,
Sentinel.
baby.
The shoot from John Cutie is the one that sends us to a map 3. We're
Let's
going
go.
to Ascent.
Let's go. Let's go.
Second anchoring solo
Let's go,
towards the
bro.
B site. Great
Let's go,
delays
bro.
being done. The one-way
Let's go,
smoke's
bro.
being thrown as well.
Come on, bro.
Has been a wrench into
What an
G2's
effort.
attack
What an
side.
effort, bro.
And the
Ascent.
TP's out towards that
Ascent.
last round.
Ascent,
Round number
bro.
24 to allow
We're
Sentinels
looking
to
good on
just
Ascent,
rotate
bro.
well
We're
and
looking
fight
good on
toe-to-toe
Ascent.
against
One
G2
map from
and
Toronto.
pushes into Ascent, the final map. That's going to decide who's qualifying
Come
to
on, bro.
Toronto.
Lock in.
G2 or Sentinels. But Ascent is a map that has been heavily tested against G2, and that G2 kept winning with its Waylay comp. Sentinels comes out with a brand new composition against Cloud9 with the Teo and KO.
G2
and
are
the
tilted.
Jet.
G2 are
This is gonna be
tilted.
such
They
a
must
good
be mad as
battle
fuck.
to see who moves forward to Toronto.
They must
I
be.
cannot wait to see the next matchup. You have Trent popping off the charts, getting all his clutches. Bang, showing another playoff form in the buff.
Am I gonna keep
Everybody's
standing for
finding
map
a bit
3?
of
You're
star
damn right I
power
am,
here
bro. I will
when
not
it
sit
is
my
most
ass down
needed
ever
by
if we
their
keep winning
team.
like this. I'll
Amazing
stand.
stuff
I'll
coming
stand
in
while I
from both
sleep.
Sentinels and G2 as we are going to be going to a third map. Don't go anywhere. There is much more.
I'll sleep standing. Oh my god, we actually fucking did it, dude. Where's my mouse? Holy shit. I mean, I was trolling around the whole time. I thought we were gonna lose that map for sure. We somehow manifested. MVP. I mean, everyone like had moments, but I would say Bang MVP of the map for me, right? I think he was top fragger as well, but let me see. He made some fucking plays out there, dog. Okay, everyone get the fuck off of VLR, dude. You guys are lagging the site, bro. You guys can just look at the stats through my stream, bro. Oh my.
for Denver tied. 8 seconds to go in regulation. It's Jokic. Zubats is on him. And this is for the win.
They're going to call it.
Did Gordon beat the buzzer?
They're going to take a look at it. But the official, Sean Wright, signaled it was good.
Damn.
But they will definitely go to the monitor. This is a
Okay, that's kind of nice, huh?
Need production. All she want from me is reproduction. Gotta ask.
Jokic does not care. I'm telling you guys, Jokic actually gets mad when they win games because he knows he has to play more. Dude. He's literally doing a 9-to-5 job in his head. It's not competition for him, it's work.
Where's Zekin? ETT. I'm gonna knife him. I'm gonna knife him.
Last player standing.
Oh my. Oh, let's 35.
Oh my god.
Damn, nice shot.
Get the fuck away from me!
The fuck? I gotta pee.
Mowing them down.
I'll be right back.
Sentinels came into Icebox with a new comp and now are forcing us to a map 3. I want to talk about the pivot here with Zekin picking up the Omen, and I loved what we were seeing out of him on this second map, specifically what he can do on this agent that you can't do with anyone else. And really it comes down to Sentinel's opening utility here. What Zekin was doing was throwing an Omen smoke over on pipes, which is really effective for taking early space because A, it sort of stops the early aggression, you know, enemy team getting a player on pipes, fighting you forward, but it also blocks off the common angles that can see down like off top gen and get a pick there. It also blocks off the player top screens, seeing your players going down this line over on belt. So it's just really effective at taking early space. Now I want to look at this early utility that Sentinels end up throwing because, right, even though there's a harbor push wall, they've still got the double Tejo missiles again, trying to force these G2 players back early on. And then that Omen smoke, like I was talking about, goes ahead and blooms. And now just watch and see how Zekin plays around it. Look, he's already teleported up into the smoke, and then he's gonna creep forward and try to play off of a Tejo drone in a moment. So right, he clears, he gets in front of this. Now you see over on your minimap, Tejo drone coming. And because he's in front of pipes, if this drone pings anyone through his own smoke, he'd be able to play for a spam kill. Now, no one's there, he doesn't get that, but what he does do is fall back because now it's about setting up Bang's lurk. Right now, see Leaf, there's a Killjoy turret right next to him, which is currently seeing through the window. And what Zekin is gonna do is he's gonna use his smoke to allow Bang to get this timing to go for the cross. They used the Viper Orb earlier, now Bang is able to sneak on forward here, and we can ignore the part where Bang dies. He's supposed to get the kill there, but that's
otherwise I'll be listening very closely.
It's all about the ideas and how this Omen can open up lurk opportunities. Now the thing is, as soon as Bang dies over in mid, it's time to accelerate into the site. This is again where Omen has some benefits, right? Omen has the paranoia, which he's going to use a line here to clear backside to rafters, and he's also going to throw down a very deep Omen smoke that allows Sentinels to play very forward on site. Check this out. Smoke goes down first, now comes the paranoia, and now Sen can play actively on site. Zelsis is all the way up on top of the smoke. He even has a teammate playing above him in a moment here, right? He calls in the Gecko, who's then going to cover this heaven line. It's really, really nice for them to be able to play off this, win the round.
Honestly, after Omen Paranoia, I lost it as well.
It was Zekin's
I heard Omen Paranoia, after that I blacked out.
Massively for Sen to win this map, and now we get ready for map number 3.
We decided it'd be a good idea to do this next
What?
setup.
Hello?
In the crowd with you beautiful people.
Hello?
Look at them. Gorgeous humans. Now, of course, let's talk about what we just witnessed over there because, of course, Icebox go in the way of Sentinels. A lot of people here are quite happy about that one. That being said, though, it was a tight game. G2 Sen took it all the way, Brent.
Yeah, definitely. But I honestly, I'm dead impressed with how much Sentinels, I think, have worked on their Icebox as well. The last time we saw them play it when it was against Crew as well, they've worked on this over the last few weeks. They completely changed up their composition. Everything was looking tip-top. The player form has been in great form as well. I think individually, everybody's shooting. They're winning clutches. They're honestly
One more
they're going
map, guys.
toe-to-toe to G2
One more
players.
map,
They're
guys.
looking like they are on fire
One
right
more
now.
map.
And leading into map 3 as well.
One
Ascent.
more map.
Listen, I said that Icebox was going to be maybe like this unknown quantity. Sentinels needed to win in 2.
Yeah.
But with the way that they're playing, there's significant chances that they can take this win here today and book their ticket to Toronto.
Sen came out with 2 new comps for their last 2 maps of this series, and I thought the pivot to the Omen here on Icebox was so strong. Teams after 2024 really moved away from that agent on this map, but I think it's such a good one-for-one sub into the duelist slot. Christy talked about how strong it is on attack, on defense as well. The paranoia, the way they were using the teepees as a second dive agent to get through the harbor utility looked amazing. But now it's going to Ascent, where they also just showed a new composition.
Well, the score right now
But
is
they're playing
1-1.
against a G2 that is undefeated on this map, and it has been an absolute home ground for Jojimo. He's incredible on the waylay here.
Yeah, that is a scary thing, without a doubt, right? A G2 that looks clean on Ascent. What are the expectations there, I guess, then, for Sentinels? What could we maybe see for them to try and quell the, I guess the aggression, the plays, the incredible talent that G2 are bringing
They
in?
had really good ideas of what to do against Cloud9's Ascent as well. So we already know that they're going to be coming into this pre-prepped, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Great ideas of what to do against G2's Waylay comp on Ascent as well.
Rob texted me and said, I am so confused. There was never a moment I thought we would win. Honestly, it's the W reality.
But once you get the footage on it, it can be broken.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. This waylay is really strong when you're not ready
That
for it.
is
Think of
too
the plays,
funny, dude.
diving into market, diving into the
That's too
A sign,
funny.
and punishing anchors there. But if
No.
you're prepared for those setups, you can change the way you play a little bit. But G2 as well, you know they're going to come up with new stuff for this, especially with the stakes being this high. Toronto on the line for these 2 teams.
Yeah, this is it, folks. One map away, and the
That's too
winner will
funny.
move on to represent VCT Americas in Toronto. The question is, who's it going to be? Is it going to be G2 Esports? Or is it going to be Sentinel? Okay, good. Actually, try it again. Is it going to be G2 Esports? Or is it going to be Sentinels? Woo, that was loud. All right, well, you heard it from the crowd. We're going to get this thing set up and get ready for map 3. It's Ascent coming up right after this, and we'll see you on the other side.
Damn it. Another break? Gambo's going up. Gambo's going up. Go all in.
Mentor.
I forgot about the way they play.
Also finding
I
openings
forgot
and
about the
gaps
way.
here
Oh,
against
fuck. I haven't
Cloud9.
seen